Hi, chat. We're gonna put us all over here for a second. I'm not in my right Fugi, but don't worry about that for a second. Oh, wait, hold on. Is Discord up? No. I'm not even in the main thing. Hello! We have our wonderful lovelies with us right now. Say hi, lovelies.
Hello.
And I have the wrong game pulled up, so I gotta hold up for like 2 seconds.
Uh-oh.
It's alright, it's a Monday.
Hit him with the old whoopsie poopsie, if you will.
For real.
There's no good stream without scuff.
Exactly. Oh my god, yesterday was like insane though. Wait, no, that I do have to share the audio. Duh. It was so stupid. Cause I think I doxed myself like 4 times yesterday.
Oh my
Unintentionally.
God.
Not like visually, just other ways. So I just unpublished both of the videos. I'm like,
Just damn.
I swear it is, which is the reason why I never like showing my Notion, because even when I have aliases on there, sometimes it's not aliases, and then I'm like, oh. I'm like, Oka, this is what happens, and it's okay. Nobody notices.
Again, hit him with the old whoopsie poopsie.
Whoopsie poopsie. If I dox myself, is it really an Oka stream if I don't somehow dox myself?
Please don't. Please
I
don't make
know.
that a normal Oka stream occurrence.
I will not. I will not. Oh, look, my camera's trying to turn on. Don't worry. It's
why?
fine. Because I went to my full screen for a second to fix the game capture on stream. Because first, the funny thing is, this scene does not actually have the ability for me to change my game scene. I have to go to studio mode, go to like a full screen, and then change the game from there. And so when I did that, it was like, camera trying to turn on, and I'm like, no, you're not.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, not right now. The game is gonna be loud in my ears, so we're gonna lower you to high hell.
Did you see what's the post?
The OMG Oka. Oh. Am I missing something else?
The group chat.
Oh, hold on.
New Oka Fugi win.
Oh, yes. Star!
Holy shit, let's fucking go.
Star, this is still the wrong character!
And then that just pops up.
Star, this is the wrong character. We're in the finals too. This is the finale.
It doesn't matter.
It's okay.
It's
It doesn't.
alright.
It really doesn't matter. It's really funny. I'm like, Star, this is not the right one. This is still not the right one, and
I still love it.
it's so funny because we're on this
It's
one.
so
I'm just
peak.
silly. It's so peak. Hello. Hopefully all the changes I made is not going to come crashing and burning, because there's a couple of changes I made, but you know, we hit him with a oopsie doopsie if we do.
Yeah, the old oopsie doopsie.
So how are you guys, by the way?
I just woke up.
I feel that. I have been working. There's no way. Hold on. Hold on. If
God.
there is,
He's so good.
he's
I mean,
so.
I know he's bad, but like he's good though, you know.
I mean, everybody likes a bad boy.
there's
I
like
could make him worse.
there's like a smudge on my business card. Oh, I'm so mad.
Oh no.
Dang.
No.
That's hella unfortunate. Also, because of how small these business cards are, I don't even know if this is viably usable. Hold on. Me just quickly going to look
Picture,
up.
please.
I'll definitely send a picture. I just need to figure out whether or not this can work. I'll show it on stream too when we're off of this. What's it called? But I'll send it to you too first. They're cute, but they're kind of tiny, and I'm also kind of like, the fuck? Can this QR code even work? We'll find out. Discord, please work on my phone, please. Hi Nautilus, I hope you're doing good. Hit him with the oopsie doopsies. There we go. Let's see if that QR code
Oh my
works or not.
god, so pretty.
It is.
It
pretty.
does!
I like it.
Oh hell yeah, it works. The QR code still works.
Little Mooney stamp, the background.
Oh yeah, I'm not putting that without having Mooney's stamp in
I know.
the actual
I just
thing.
love Mooney's stamp.
I
It's
love
very
Mooney's
cute.
stamp. We give Mooney that art credit too, for real. I think it's fine. You know what the problem is? There's like a slight dot that you can see between the Twitch and YouTube logo like icon. And I'm like, where the fuck did you come from? But it's okay.
If you're curious about the QR code not working, it works.
Yeah, I checked it on my phone too, so I'm happy. You know the thing is whether it'll work for people who don't have Twitch on their like Twitch app on their phone, right? That's the problem I had last year, where I had it tied to the Twitch app.
To the web browser.
Yeah, that's why I changed this one to be the web browser. That's why I changed it. I changed this one to be the web browser, and it works.
Yeah,
last year,
I deleted it on my phone.
As you should. Girl boss it.
I mean, it's like,
well, I mean, to be fair,
what am I gonna use it?
TwitchCon, I'm pretty sure they probably have the Twitch mobile browser on their phone, or the mobile app on their phone.
Not with the way everybody's been hating on it recently, like deadass. But either way, like it was having like a slight problem where even people who were not Twitch users, right, were having slight problems with the QR code from last year. So I changed it to be the mobile app. So it automatically will throw it into the app if you have it, or on the browser version if you don't have it, which I think is thumbs up. Great. How have YouTube been, by the way, since the weekend has come and gone? A little bit better. Oh yeah, the insurance thing.
That, and it's like, so I was going through my day working on my building, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was looking through the walkthrough photos that we took of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked back at the plans.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked back at the photos.
Oh no. I could hear it in your...
The reflected ceiling plan is wrong.
God damn.
No. The thing is, we don't know if it was the previous architect / contractor that made these changes and just didn't document them, or if it was the owner themselves. We're kind of thinking it's like a combination of both, because it's like you can't have attic spaces without having it installed and everything. But it's like you can change the lighting fixtures. Like, you can just get somebody to do that and not mark it on the plans. And I emailed my project manager was off today too, and I felt so bad. I was like, hey, so the reflected ceiling plan's completely wrong. We gotta redo it. I'm like,
no.
And the thing is like, so first of all, these drawings are hand drawings from '96.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we're having to like update this building and everything. And there's two ways we can go about it. We could either fake it till we make it, which is okay at this process of design because it's just design development. But when we have to actually start putting together the construction documents, we need actual measurements, which means we might have to have the owner call out like another type of contractor to just document where everything is. And we're just like, dude, we're sorry, but like literally we have to document this, because he's like, I want to keep the lighting fixtures, just change the bulbs to be LEDs. And we're like, yeah, we understand that, but seeing as half of the lights in here are not even on the previous reflected ceiling plan, we kind of have to. Because, it's our job. So yeah, I was like, I'm so sorry for, emailing you on your day off, but this happened. Are we just gonna save this as a problem for tomorrow? And my project manager's like, yeah, that sounds like a tomorrow problem. I'm like, solid.
We don't have to do anything. Happy.
Tomorrow, where we have to face the problem and be like, oh, fuck.
It's like, that's a tomorrow problem. Hell yeah. We don't have to worry.
But my project manager did commend me because she was like, at least you caught it before we were in. It would be more expensive if we caught that mistake in the construction documents or during construction.
Yeah.
So she's like, at least you got it now, and I'm like, I want to cry,
Oh
but
my
okay, good for me, I guess.
Bad.
Don't cry.
It's okay. Again,
no,
think
because
about the
the whole-
positives.
The whole process is you just have these, what, they're like 24 by 36 sheets of paper. And we have a specialized scanner to scan them, because guess what? This isn't the first project we've had to do this for.
Oh no.
So you have to scan in all of the documents, and then in order to make a digital model, you have to import it into the program. You can trace over it, but you also still have to make sure all the measurements are correct.
Oh goodness grief.
It's just
Also,
and another
Zach.
problem. Last thing I'll say, the other problem we caught with the building is in the actual blueprints, there is a staircase that leads up to like a partial second floor. But the building is labeled 1 story, and the staircase doesn't even fucking exist.
Huh?
So we don't know if that was a change during construction or what, because we're like, where's the staircase? And the owner's like, what? And we're like, there's supposed to be a staircase here that goes up to like 3 rooms on the 2nd floor. And he's like, there's never been a staircase. And we're like, I'm sorry?
Nani?
He's like, yeah, I mean, we've got like openings to the attic, but like no stairs. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking joking.
The
please.
audible blinking I have is actually unreal. I'm not even joking.
So I'm just like, man, please document your shit better, guys. Don't make this a problem for me.
Yeah. That's a lot.
It's
a lot.
Yeah. We've been working on, or I know I've been working on this project since I got the job a month ago. And I'm like, I don't want to think how long we've been doing this with these errors. I don't want to think about that.
Then let's not.
The errors have been going for a month. That's all I know.
Oh dear God. Ooh.
So yeah, I'm like, I am done for the day. I'm clocking out.
The problem for future
Tomorrow.
Aura.
Yeah, we have another problem going on with it too, but it's like,
we'll get there when we get there, you know?
it's starting. Renovations are worse than doing new construction, obviously. Because it's like you're working with an existing building, while new construction is just new construction. And I'm like, how hard can this be? And then the owner's also like, I want to keep all the doors and just move them to the correct places where we're putting in the new walls. We're like, we're sorry, what? Yeah, I want to keep all the doors and just update the hardware so it meets code. And we're like, so we gotta figure out how many doors you have, where we're gonna be placing those doors, where the doors that we don't have to take off because we're not demolishing that wall. He's like, yep. And we're like, okay. So
You're not in a great position, I see.
It's just tedious.
Yeah.
And we're just like, both me and my project manager are like, this would be so much easier if he was just tearing down the building and building it up again. But what can you do? He says it's gonna save him a lot of money, and we're like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Quite frankly, with a house that old, it's like this weird combination of a building and a house. I just call it a house, even though it's not a house. It's like your commercial building, but I'm like, with a house that old, there's gonna be issues.
Pet. There is.
At least I'm getting paid to deal with this.
Yeah, at least you're getting paid for it. Like that's the beauty
not like
of it.
in school where I'd be doing this problem and then like crying at 2 a.m. trying to solve it.
Yeah. There is always the matter of you're being paid to do this now. It's not a it's not a pain for, you know, one part of a grade for a degree. It's a okay, this is my job. I can handle
Yeah, it's not like my it's not like my last professor who was like literally redo your entire project in 2 weeks and then he's like, you're a fucking failure, and I'm like, I'm fucking sorry, what?
I'm sorry. Excuse me? Also, thank you for the lurk. Also, Delta, hello. Hello, everybody. Yeah, that's like, that's a lot. That's a lot
Yeah,
to go
but
through.
I get paid.
At least you get paid, yeah. That's all you can ever hope for and ask for, you know? Alrighty. We are at a point.
Oro, now slut it up for this man.
Alright. Are we ready for the craziest time of our life?
Hell yeah.
This
Alright.
guy says he's not guilty, but his last name, or his name literally means hell.
Yeah.
I feel like if you guys didn't know this information, we really wouldn't even be, like, in this position.
I didn't
won't
know
even
this
lie.
information. It was
I'm just
Gary who
built
told
No,
me.
no, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we didn't know this
Gary is
information,
So smart.
I feel like if we didn't know this information, we wouldn't be in this position in any capacity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gary is very mindful, very demure.
Very demure.
I'm just built different.
Okay, so let me just mute up the music. But we are currently in the last trial of Ace Attorney Investigations. That's so fucked. What the fuck? I just saw. I went to see what's it called. I'm like adding thumbnails to everybody or to all of my what's it called videos real quick. I was just doing it while we were chatting, right? Why the fuck is it on like one of the scenes is on like the worst part I've ever seen. It's the part that I cried on multiple times, Oro. You know? I'm like, why am I seeing this part in this thumbnail? I hate this. Okay.
Hold on, wait. Can I this might trigger you, but
Eyes.
I'm not gonna send it to Derry because it contains spoilers. But
Eyes. What the fuck? That's horrible.
I know, I just came across my timeline. You posted you finished Heaven's Sword. I was like, oh.
Oh my god. Dude, Indy, I literally finished Heaven's Sword this Friday. Or this last Friday.
Oh shit.
So it took me less than 2 months to finish it because I was so invested with the story that I just kept playing MSQ. There was like only like 1 or 2 days where I didn't end up playing MSQ. And I was like,
have you guys also seen my new
crazy.
favorite cat?
Which one?
Oh
yeah, I saw.
He's just fighting with a little hair tie on the seat.
He's doing his best.
He's doing his best.
I also love the caption: "Unstoppable force versus immovable object."
Honestly, not
Little
wrong.
baby.
Also, what the fling?
Every time he comes across my feed, I smile.
It sparks joy.
As it should. As he should. That is definitely not the right thumbnail now that I think about it. I will fix that thumb later. It's okay. Anyways. Are we ready to continue on with the game? As we try to... Oh my god. Hold on. I'm gonna send you... I'm gonna send you guys something real quick. I just got this. Let's go!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah! Except, you know, the part where it says recovery makes me kind of like sweats because I'm not drinking.
I was about to say, Oka, do you have something to tell us?
No,
and then I was like, oh.
I'm just here for the waffles!
Yeah, you're just like, I don't care.
I'm here for the waffles!
Also, like, it says recovery, but I'm pretty sure that's a flute of champagne.
I know! Like, wait a second, what? Here's
Bro,
to
what?
hope.
They're offering IVs? What the fuck?
Yeah, for those who are having horrible hangovers.
How bad is a hangover that you have to get an IV, dude?
This is the day after the TwitchCon party, that's why.
Oh.
Please note, all +1s must reserve individually to secure their spots. Let me see if my brother wants to get in or not. I'll have to figure that out. Anyways, okay, Dad, you're cooked. Oro, we should get toasted together sometime. Oka, you're okay. Hello? Hi, Steve.
I'm cooked.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to
What did
take
I
me
do?
with you, I'll drink the champagne for you, Oka. You'll have the waffles.
Hell yeah. I get the waffles. That's all that
I'll
matters to me.
sippy sip the champagne for you too, and I'll steal a strawberry.
Hell yeah. I'll take the strawberry that's non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
5. Okay. No +1s, it says. I'm like, okay. Okay. Anyways, let's get this started. The vents in the cabin. We're gonna find out the truth of what happened.
Oh god, my volume's loud. There we go. I had a guest waiting for me when I returned to my cabin after finishing my evening meal in the dining room. When I walked through the door, a mustachioed Englishman was there, foolishly waving a gun at me. I soon took care of him with an Ippon Seoi throw, though. He couldn't wait to run away after that. I imagine his watch was broken when I threw him over my shoulder. It has nothing to do with this murder. But you were the last person to see him alive. The inspector was clearly killed having returned to Britain, because his body was found in London.
Ippon Seoi.
A common jujitsu martial arts technique in my country. Much like the Suzuto throw.
The Suzuto takedown, you mean?
Oh, Suzuto takedown.
Red, thank you for the daily leaf.
I was careful not to use too much force, but the man obviously landed too heavily for his watch to take. So Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I imagine you can see the flaw in your logic now, can't you?
What?
The fact that the pocket watch was broken in the witness's cabin in no way proves that the victim's murder took place there.
Ah!
I've no doubt the inspector intended to kill me. But he didn't manage to pull the trigger. Yes, because he was merely the tactician, not the Reaper's hand of death.
Well, the testimony appears to make perfect sense as far as I can tell.
Let me express my deep gratitude for your understanding, my lord. I definitely did not pay you behind the scenes.
Yes, you did. But if this testimony holds, Judge Jikoku will be deemed to have had no involvement in the case.
Well, counsel, I really see no reason for wasting precious court time here on a cross-examination.
Sorry, my lord. The defense has a right to cross-examine, and I don't intend to squander that.
You're an embarrassment to your countrymen, not knowing when you're beaten.
I'm gonna destroy both of
I'm
you.
just doing my job.
In that case, proceed, Mr. Naruhodo. What kind of kangaroo-ass court are we fucking dealing with right now, dude? The judge is BFFs with the fucking guy who's currently on trial for the murder. The fucking prosecution was also there at the place too and literally admitted to attempting to murder the guy. Like, what the fuck do you want? Like,
Literally.
can we get a normal judge and a normal prosecutor, please?
It is hectic for real. Like,
Such
why?
an insane conflict of interests.
Literally.
Honestly.
It do be that way sometimes. The event in the cabin. We have to press one location. This one.
Yeah.
You want to say this?
The inspector was clearly killed having returned to Britain because his body was found in London.
Hold it. But there's no evidence that proves that the victim ever returned to London alive.
Just take a moment to think that idea of yours through now, stripling. Or stripling, I don't know.
What?
If the inspector was killed on the steamship in France, how on earth could he have gotten back to Britain? In a freezer?
In the freezer? The freezer got dragged to London?
Yeah.
Well, damn. I love.
When people die, their bodies remain at that same spot. It's a devil of a thing. You know, but what if zombies were real, you know?
Only a 4. It's all
Be
good.
fucked up.
Am I cooked? I would highly recommend whatever you're thinking about doing, don't do it, but it can't be the worst possible thing. Just saying. People die when they are killed.
So
Wow,
true.
really?
Well then.
I think Oka is so smart.
I didn't say
know
that. I was reading chat.
Oh my god, Nautilus is so smart.
Well then, obviously the culprit must have been must have moved the body.
How exactly? Carrying a corpse off a ship in your arms would raise a few eyebrows at least, don't you think?
Very
Not
true.
if you paid everybody off. Just saying.
Love, thank you for the yippee. Well, yes, that's true, but you can't really, like, confirm that someone paid them off, is the thing. Unless you dig far deeper than you can. You're allowed to, really.
All passenger luggage is inspected when it's unloaded from arriving vessels.
Not
And I would like
7.
to think that the border police would query the corpse of an English gentleman as hand luggage.
Also, yeah, you can't. It's really hard to kind of negotiate with the police if they know Gregson. You know, if they recognize Gregson's body, I doubt they're going to accept the payment regardless. Or they're not gonna say shit.
If the murder had taken place aboard the ship, you would imagine the body would have been disposed of at sea. There would be no sense in risking being caught by attempting to transport the body back to Britain.
That's killed that idea then. But perhaps not. Miss Suzuto? We've heard that the first-class passengers were under constant scrutiny by the crewmen posted to guard them, which would mean that the culprit had no opportunity to dispose of the body in the sea.
Suzuto's cooking.
Yes, that's true. So transporting the body to Britain may have been the only viable alternative.
Dear me, you really are new to this, aren't you?
Uh-huh. Here comes Suzuto with a singular brain cell for real.
Let's go, Suzuto.
I thought I'd been perfectly clear, but it seems I'm going to have to explain it in words you can understand. Me talking to my insurance agent when she misspelled my name twice.
I mean, you gotta hit him.
Out for her too.
I had to pull out the military phonetic alphabet where it's like A is in alpha,
B is in Bravo,
C as in Charlie, D as in Delta. I think I ought to alter my testimony. With your consent, of course, my lord.
I have no objection. State your amended testimony now.
Why am I now paranoid somebody in chat's gonna actually me?
For what?
Because I actually don't know if it's called the military phonetic alphabet or not.
You're all good.
I mean, we knew what you were talking about. That's what matters.
Exactly.
So I'm guessing we present
there's
on
no
this?
possible way I could have transported the victim's corpse back to Britain.
Oh, sorry. There's no possible way I could have transported the victim's corpse back to Britain.
Okay. This is the part that is going to fuck with you a little bit. Okay?
Okay.
There's one piece of evidence that you guys both said, I don't like that this was even added.
Can you refresh our memory by going
can we look at the fucking
I know.
evidence?
I wanted
It's
to
been
know.
a whole week.
I'll give you a hint. It's in the last two sections.
Okay, can you go back to the last
Yep, yeah, I was
Yeah.
scrolling. I was scrolling.
Pocket watch is... Can you keep, like, slowly? Just slowly.
Yeah, hold on. One.
Next. Next. Oh, is it the commemorative photograph?
Yeah.
Oh. Because I remember thinking, why is that in evidence?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I remember that now. Can we look at it?
Yeah, can we look at the photo? Hi,
Oh no,
it's
not the
fucking
Tron! And he said he never took it off the ship, but there it is! Thanks, my boy!
You know what's more fucked actually?
What?
If we didn't have the case that we had immediately after last week's The Great Ace Attorney, so the Ace Attorney investigations, where the guy was in the suitcase, I literally, when I saw that, I'm like, I'm so fucked. This
He
entire.
was also an agent of Interpol.
Oh my god.
So
Oh god, I don't like this. I don't
So-
play this game anymore.
so the understanding is when we met them at the start of case 4, Gregson was in that suitcase the entire time. Dead.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
When we got that picture, this was the problem. I was like, oh no.
Oh my god. It's so fucked up.
They're so fucked. We
He's
saw
literally
Greg.
in the photo.
He's in the photo with us.
This isn't how I wanted to have a photo
No.
with Gregson be.
So I will say
I
something.
could have been at the World's Fair.
Eating his
Oh my-
chips and fish.
So
I can't
happy,
believe
like,
Oka was the.
He's doing like the proud father pose with Gina and his fish and chips.
Stop.
I could have been that.
Oh my god. What a nice group photo. Am I right? Freeman, thank you so much for the 10 months at tier 3. Thank you, thank you. I can't believe Oka was the Ace Attorney the entire time. Can I also say, There was one part that actually kind of gave this away a little bit. That came up like a long time ago, which was at some point someone had said, "Oh, someone with red hair, assumingly Gregson or someone else, walked into the apartment with a trunk," and nobody brought it was never brought up again, like that there was a giant ass trunk or suitcase that was being brought up into that apartment where Gregson died.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was like ages ago, but like it only got brought up once. That was like the only hint that possibly this could have been the situation, right? Yeah, also, if I recall correctly, Jigoku also didn't let them handle the trunk. Oh yeah, when like Suzuto was like, "Let me get the trunk for you," Jigoku's like, "No, I insist, it's fine." For gentlemanly purposes, totally not for evidence. So that's why there was the little piece from Gregson's pocket watch in the suitcase also.
Oh, I don't like this.
I feel like
I wanted after a rough day.
See, I was stuck in a really bad position where we either continued the stream last week and we ended on this part, or we started this week with this part. There was no option for me. We were stuck.
Hurts. Why would they do that to Greggy boy?
What
has he ever done to you?
I was actually genuinely surprised that when we got this photo and you guys realized that he was probably the bad guy, this didn't click.
Record, we're like, we don't like that.
Yeah. Objection. Also, Freeman, thank you for the lurk. Thank you, and Momo for the lurk as well. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you. God, this one fucked everyone over because that's like the mental idea that Gregson was with us for so long and we didn't know his body was there.
And it didn't even stink because he was frozen.
He was thawing out, really?
Yeah.
Oh God, it was so.
And
it's so fucked.
The bad guy.
Yeah, you have to be the bad guy.
I'm the bad
guy.
Duh.
I also like how you guys are like quoting Billie Eilish and I'm over here like crying.
Pat.
I'm like, oh my God, how could this be happening to me? Why am I playing the person who killed myself? And then Oka and Indy are like, I'm the bad guy.
Oh yeah. Frozen fish and chips won't hit the same now, will it?
Well, no, because it wasn't frozen. They took his coat off.
Yeah.
And it was still in his coat pocket when he got to the morgue. It was
because guess what? They had to wear his coat to get into his coat and the like redhead wig to get into the freaking building.
The flat.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's no possible way you could have moved Inspector Gregson's body, you say. Imagine what the fuck Suzuto's gonna think right now, by the way.
Suzuto's gonna be like, oh my fucking God, he fucking dead.
Honest to God, I hope they have like a trash bin or something nearby. I would throw up. That would be awful.
Throw up too.
That would be devastating.
And for context, I don't throw up easily. But if somebody... This is like something straight out of true crime shit.
Oh, absolutely.
He was never caught.
Absolutely.
We did catch him, and it's like, I don't know what's worse.
Seribot for the win. Thank you, Seribot. Holy shit, why did I get 3 back-to-back best views on 4? Man, people are having that. People are having a off day today. Goodness grief.
Not now, guys.
Yeah, no, I would be sick. Like, that's actually so fucked up. I can't believe they went this route for the game, that's what I love about this game. They go that route. They go the fucked up route. You know?
It's so fucking up.
I know.
I would say the opposite is true.
And what's that supposed to mean?
They got the balls to do it. Yeah, exactly. Far from being impossible for you to do. The transporting of Inspector Gregson's body back to Britain is something only you can do.
What are you talking about, Ryunosuke?
As well as being a judge, Mr. Jigoku is also Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Also, that's the other thing. They couldn't check the bag. They could. That's the only thing. They didn't check his luggage. You could have said Greg was being rigged. Which means he's exempt from having his luggage searched when he enters the country. We learned that when we first met you upon your arrival in London. He knows. He knows. He knows.
He knows. And I know he knows.
Well, all those passport checks and luggage searches at the border took a rather lot of time.
He's right there. Gregson was in the picture the entire. God, when we were doing the scene, I was actually like sick. I was like, dude, this is so fucked. It's gonna be horrible for them. The entire time the luggage was in the scene.
Can we put a letter and it's green like him?
Oh, God.
Can we put a little bowler hat on top of him? Yeah.
We'll just put Mikatoba's bowler hat on top.
Yeah.
I must say, I'm very envious of your ministerial status. You didn't have to go through any of that, did you? You.
But we did. I knew you were jealous. Just
starts wandering into crying. I presume you recall this, Judge Jigoku. If we didn't get this picture, he could actively say, I never had my trunk. But because we got this, we actually fucked him over here. It's a photograph we took in the foyer of the hotel to mark the occasion. As the court will note, you have with you your large travel trunk. Large enough, in fact, to have a corpse inside. Mr. Naruhodo, surely you're not suggesting...
Suzuto.
Oh, Suzuto, I know, Suzuto, I understand.
Steve, I'm gonna delete that message because as much as the information is, like, understandable, I don't think this is the time to kind of bring it up. Let's keep it temperament. Let's keep it tempered, okay? I'm afraid I am, yes. 3 days ago, when we were chatting innocently with the new arrivals from Japan in the hotel, the body of Inspector Gregson was just meters away from us, inside Judge Jigoku's trunk. I like to imagine Mikatoba had his suspicions so he made sure Ryu knew about Jigoku's special privileges. I wouldn't be surprised if they were roomed together. He probably had to have heard the shot.
And the fact, and the fact, or it's like he either saw the bullet hole.
And I mean, the fact that he went with Holmes to the boat later to investigate and shit implies that he had some suspicions.
Like, they were looking for him because he's needed in court, but also Mikatoba, I think, knew something smelled fishy.
And it wasn't the fish and chips.
Yeah.
He was also the one that submitted the message that day that Holmes requested about checking the office of Jigoku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Order in the court.
They're partners in crime for a reason. RN, thank you for the daily leave.
And sometimes a little more than just partners in crime.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
I'm skeptical, Counsel, that a grown man's body could fit inside even the largest travel trunk.
Oh, but it can, because guess where Holmes and Mikatoba found Judge Jigoku?
It could. Because I happen to know that the witness himself, a man of considerable size, fits inside his trunk. Which is also crazy, by the way, the fact that he fit in there.
I know.
And verifying that would be extremely simple, wouldn't it, Judge Jigoku? Have fun with the games. Thank you, RN.
You weren't there.
Not tied up like that.
Oh my god. But inside his trunk? How horrifying.
Yeah, the fact that he had a body in his trunk
And
took
he's
it
still
back.
chilling in there himself.
Yeah.
And after we'd spoken with you at the Great Waterloo Hotel, we never saw you again, actually. You had the opportunity to visit the apparent scene on Fresno Street, taking your trunk with you in a cab to deposit the inspector's body.
I don't have to listen to this nonsense.
He's sweating, although his sweat is kind of staying on his face for some reason and not moving. I think that was an error. Dr. Gory, the coroner who examined the body, has confirmed the possibility. She's acknowledged there are signs that steps may have been taken to disguise the true time of death. The onset of the body's decomposition could have been delayed by storing it in a refrigerator. The fact that Suzuto was so close to finding out firsthand also is the truth. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, the poor baby.
Counsel, as I remember explaining yesterday. Refrigerators the requisite size are few and far between.
Unless if you're on a boat.
I'm on a boat, motherfucker.
Not
Yes.
now.
Yes, I'm sure they are, but one place they're certainly found on is a large ocean liners. Or on large ocean liners. Such ships are equipped with electrically refrigerated cold rooms to keep food fresh on their long sea voyages. And the SS Grouse is no exception. Professor Mikatoba told me about it only yesterday. Well, Judge Jikoku? Where's the fanfic where the timeline does divert and Suzuto actually did find out immediately, and so they never had this whole situation with Barrack because we immediately arrested Jikoku on site.
Yeah, because we're just like, sir, what the fuck?
Why is your trunk?
But then again, he
leaking
could have
blood?
he also could have been like, I've been framed.
Exactly, and we would
it's
never
your
know.
trunk.
We would never know like the full truth of everything. Is the thing if that had happened, you know? By the way, that's a 16, Steve. Let's go. However much you prolong this debate, you cannot eliminate the truth. All the evidence points to you being the killer.
Well, this is all very heartening. I can see that it was a wise move letting Asogi and you embark on this study tour. What are you talking about now? Huh?
Huh?
Care to elaborate on that? Logical reasoning, of course. All court proceedings will be built on logical reasoning in the new century.
I rolled deception. Did it pass? I mean, it depends on what you're deceiving.
And I can see that you've both laid firm foundations for that already.
Judge Jikoku,
Don't
please.
I was about to say, stop complimenting me when you murdered my friend!
Judge Jikoku, please stop diverting attention from the issue at hand. The defense has made an accusation against you. How do you respond?
Respond? There's really no need for me to respond, is there?
He was so taken aback by the murder accusations, he couldn't form a coherent thought for a second.
As he should. Batman, thank you for the 2 years! Thank you for the 2 years at tier 1! I hope you're doing well. 2 years with you, darling. That's insane, by the way. Thank you. I hope you enjoy your ad previewing, your emotes, and all that good jazz. How have you been, darling? Why ever not?
Because before you can even begin to answer the question of when the victim was killed, you must first establish one key fact. Where was the victim killed? It's quite logical.
The actual scene of the crime.
You mean the room with the bullet hole? You mean the room that just so happened to be yours? The prosecution's stance is unaltered. The killing took place on Fresno Street when the gunshot was heard.
Cosma, I know he doesn't know. He doesn't have that information, but god fucking damn it. I'm okay, gotta go back to work though. How are you? I'm doing good. I hope work goes well for you, darling. We're trying to finish this game. We're trying to get through this trauma. It's giving us more trauma though. It's giving us more trauma. It's okay. It'll only get better from here. I hope.
I hope.
I only know one thing that will get better. We'll just figure that out.
As the accused, Barack Van Zeeks shot the victim at point-blank range. Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
Since no tangible evidence exists to disprove the prosecution's claim at this time, the defense's deductions amount to little more than an elaborate fairy tale.
I'm afraid that's how the logical reasoning the British are known for really works, young stripling.
The victim was shot in that little room on Fresno Street and died instantly. I'm afraid it's the prosecution's claim that's the only fairy tale here.
How can you say that?
Quite simply. Because that claim directly contradicts a certain piece of evidence in our possession.
Aww.
Very tantalizing, counsel. I think you'd better explain yourself to the court, don't you?
The prosecution claims that that Inspector Gregson died instantly when he was shot at the scene on Fresno Street. But this evidence clearly contradicts that claim.
The fish and chips? Or we don't have that.
For this portion, we need to present the photograph of the victim.
Huh?
Why? Hold on. Why?
Is that not blood? Is that wine?
Is it because of the red wig?
I think it's because of the fact that he's curled up into a ball to fit into the trunk.
Oh no! And he was frozen, and the rigor mortis set in, and you can't really move somebody after rigor mortis has set in.
Yeah, his body appears to be tightly curled up.
Oh.
Which wouldn't make sense if he was shot immediately from there.
Craigie boy!
Take that!
A photograph of the victim in the very location you claim he wasn't killed?
Bunk. Yes, but the point is the posture of the body itself. Poor Greggy, definitely. If Inspector Gregson had been shot there in that room, it's out of the question that his body would have been curled up in a ball like that.
Objection. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but your logic is flawed. He could easily have adopted that fetal position. I hate how fetal is spelled. Position due to the pain of the shot, which sequentially proved fatal. I can't read.
Subsequently.
That's a big word for me.
It's okay. It's okay, you're going through trauma, pet. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Judge Goku, but it's your logic that is flawed here.
What?
According to this autopsy report, the victim died instantly. He would have felt no pain, much less have been able to draw himself into that position. Which begs the question of why the victim's body is curled up in that way. Though the answer should be abundantly clear by now.
You're suggesting...
The inspector's body took on that posture ahead of its arrival on Fresno Street, before it was coldly turned out on the floor. From the inside of a large travel trunk.
No!
You're quite right. The shape of the body. It looks exactly as if it had been kept in a confined space.
Greggy.
Oh.
Judge Jigoku, present your trunk for examination. I believe it's very possible that it will contain traces of the victim's blood.
Ugh. Present my trunk. I refuse. What?
On what grounds?
I said so. I'm the Minister of Foreign Affairs from the Empire of Japan. I shouldn't have to put up with this treatment just because of some stripling's baseless accusations.
In other
Sir,
words,
your privilege is showing.
for real, he is using that privilege for himself here. Yeah. In other words, Judge Jigoku, there is blood in your trunk. Living in the world of no takesies backsies. Hi, Cowie.
I decline to answer that. As the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I have privileges that—
Objection! At this moment, you're not a government minister. You are a witness in a trial in Britain's highest court. To which I shouldn't even be here, quite frankly. I don't care who you are or what your status outside this courtroom might be. You will not withhold information. Nothing is more important than the truth. Look at our baby Runo go. Look at him. He's gotten so confident. He's fighting his literal demons. He's literally fighting his actual demon.
whose name means hell.
Order. Order in the court. Well, Mr. Jigoku, what's it to be?
We are in
You can't be serious. You did it? Have you no shame at all, Kazuma Sogi?
Oh my god, really?
Whoa, you do not get to pull that out. What? Very well. I admit it.
He's gonna say that he just harbored the fucking body in his trunk, but it was actually a Sogi that killed him.
I did bring the inspector's body into the country. Inside my trunk, exactly as postulated by the defense.
What?
Dear God! Outrageous!
Why are you fucking saying that? Sorry. So it was you!
No! I admit to nothing more than what I've said. Can he do that? Of killing the man, I certainly have no recollection. Conveniently, I seem to have gained amnesia.
What on earth is that cryptic statement supposed to mean?
I merely disposed of the inspector's body, which was left in my cabin, in order to avoid unwanted attention. As a judicial assistant over there pointed out, I had no chance to throw it in the ocean. So, I decided my only option was to bring it into Britain with me and dispose of it somewhere else.
You can't still deny it. If you didn't do it, then who on earth did kill the man?
As you know, there was one other person in my cabin that night. He had the opportunity. Don't say it. And moreover, he'd already accepted a mission to take the inspector's life. Okay, never mind, we're good.
Knew it.
I know.
Knew.
You called
He was
that
just
out
gonna-
like, that's funny.
I had second doubts when he was like, another man was in the cab. I was like, don't you dare say fucking Mikatoba. And then he's like, he'd accepted the mission. I'm like, okay, we good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he wouldn't have won that if he tried to put it on Mikatoba.
Yeah, Mikitama would have been like, bro, what the fuck?
Be like, no. Oh,
That's right. Who else could it have been? It was you, Kazuma Sogi. You.
why is Oro playing both technical murderers here, or suspects here?
I never thought you'd stoop this low, Seshiro Jikoku.
I am here and I brought cookies and cream ice cream for the Gregsy mourner. Oh my god, Pei, you literally just missed Oro and Indy just sobbing their eyes out. Gotta share that ice cream now.
You've taken the word straight out of my mouth. Prosecutor Kazuma Sogi.
Don't you dare use my full name like that. You're not my dad.
You thought by leaving the body in my cabin you could pin the crime on me, didn't you? The fuck?
Well, the prosecution counsel's already admitted to visiting the witness's cabin on the night in question.
Yeah, you kind of shot yourself in the foot there. Yes, on an assassination mission, no less. You wouldn't. So, what do you make of that, young stripling? You have heard my testimony now, and that is all I have to say on the matter. I admit to nothing more.
I don't believe this. So what I'm gathering is you want the ice cream. I'm gonna get my own ice cream,
Yes,
but
please.
yes. Keep the ice cream too.
Like some, please.
Yeah.
Counsel for the defense. What is your position now? State it. The court awaits your response to the witness's assertion. The assertion that on the night in question, the victim's assailant was in fact Mr. Kazuma Sogi.
This isn't the dead end it seems to be. The answer's right in front of me. It comes down to Jikoku or Kazuma. Both of them had the opportunity to kill Gregson, but only one of them did. And I'm just a step away from proving who. Very well. The defense is ready to respond to the assertion put forward by Judge Jikoku. The idea that the victim's murder could have been committed by Prosecutor Asogi is...
Impossible.
Impossible.
Yes, it is impossible.
Okay.
Why
I
you
thought
will
we were gonna-
use it.
Because his fucking blade is broken.
Yeah,
he
I was about
shot.
to say. Yeah, he was shot point blank, but Kazuma's sword isn't the fuck.
Murder weapon. And it's also broken.
That's
Yeah, because it's in the case.
that's not necessarily the case because again, he could have just taken Gregson's gun, which we now have at this point confirmed it's pretty much Gregson's gun that got him killed, right?
Oh.
He could have taken Gregson's gun and shot him. It doesn't necessarily prove that that wasn't the case, you know? Even if it was his sword. It's a different thing. You'll see why. Judge Jikoku, let me remind you of something you said only a few minutes ago. You claimed that logical reasoning is the future of the judicial system process.
It is, no question. But
Remind me to remind Indian Oro to get ice cream before streams from now on. Okay, we'll get. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this game, and hopefully it'll be at least a little bit easier for at least a month or two. You know.
Yeah.
Well, logical reasoning can prove something here. Namely, that it would have been impossible for Prosecutor Asogi to commit the crime.
What?
We're saving your ass, baby boy.
We're saving our husband. He saved us. Now we save him.
The court will only accept an argument that's supported by compelling evidence. So, present what you have, counsel. What proof is there that the allegedly demonstrates the impossibility of Prosecutor Asogi's involvement?
Bingo.
Bing, bang, bong.
Because Asogi could not have been here, I think, at this point. I think so. I can't remember. I can't remember the exact wording for this. Siribot, you're my hero. Yeah, Siribot is finally faster than Automod, so now Siribot is actually going to be able to ban people again.
I know.
There was a slight dilemma with that, so mods had to actually just auto ban them. But now Siribot got it again.
Yeah.
This itinerary for crew members of the SS Grouse, my lord. This is conclusive proof.
An itinerary? How does that prove anything?
Judge Jikoku, the moment you acknowledged that you found the victim's body in your cabin, this itinerary suddenly became much more significant.
What? Why?
On the night in question, as always, a crewman sentry was on guard outside your cabin door. As long as he was there, nobody could have fired a shot inside the cabin.
Absolutely, because it's inconceivable that the guard wouldn't have heard it and come to investigate.
So that tells us that the crime must have taken place when the guard was elsewhere. Also, Pei, I might be stupid right now. What are you referring to here? It makes more sense to remind them every time than to risk spoiling by choosing specific points and cases. No, that's not what I... Oh, no. Okay. That's not what I meant. I meant it's gonna be at least a little bit easier because we're going to be finishing the Great Ace Attorney this week. We're gonna be finishing...
I get to be one brain cell.
Exactly. For the Great... Yeah, it's gonna be at least a little... It'll be a little bit easier because we're only just starting Ace Attorney investigations. The start isn't gonna be that bad. That's always presumed to be the case, you know. So we're like, can you guys imagine we're halfway through Ace Attorney Investigations 1?
Man.
Oh God.
But it's not gonna be like too detrimental from the beginning, you know. And plus, we're getting a little bit of a break either way. Autobans? Yeah, Siribot will auto-ban any spam/bot accounts, which you guys aren't even gonna be able to see because Automod is immediately calling them as harassers and restricting their messaging, like, messages completely. So you guys won't see the message. I will and my mods will, and then Siribot is just banning them instantly. So I'm happy about that, yeah.
Very, very cutesy.
Love Siribot. Very cutesy, very demure.
Yes. So that tells us that the crime must have taken place when the guard was elsewhere. And that narrows it down to the 20 minutes just after 10 o'clock, as indicated on the itinerary.
Yes, I see no flaw in your reasoning so far.
But the crucial point is this: when the evacuation drill took place, the steamship had already put to sea from the port of Dunkirk. Now, clearly the murder could only have been committed by someone who was on board the vessel at the time. But Prosecutor Asogi stated in yesterday's proceedings,
I didn't come to Great Britain to take anybody's life. So I left Gregson and disembarked the ship. I spent that night at a boarding house in the town and returned to England the following morning.
Which I'm sure the court will agree is conclusive proof that Kazuma Asogi couldn't possibly have carried out the killing.
Yeah.
Got his ass fucking locked and loaded.
Hold it. No, absolutely not. I do not accept that at all.
What do you mean? Also, Dunkirk as in the town in France, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dunkirk as in the town in France.
The boy's just saying that to exonerate himself. We can't trust that he really disembarked the vessel. Obviously, he left my cabin. He hid himself somewhere nearby in the ship. Just waiting for his chance. Objection.
Objection.
Oh, wait, no, that's you.
No, that's
I thought I was
out of
fighting
the.
with myself.
It would have been funny, actually. No, that's out of the question. Isn't it, Cosma? Hey, Oka, I would stay, but just woke up and want to take it easy a bit since I'm sick. Have fun with the game, that, and check out the media channel on Discord for a Time to Feast song. I did see the Time to Feast song, which is the new Iron Mouse song that came out. I want to keep that for, like, after the stream. I will check that out later, but I hope you feel better, Digi. I hope everything goes well for you, and get some good rest, okay? Thank you for popping in. I'm referring to the movie.
Her fucking song stuck in my head. You're in it with the devil now. I've had that shit stuck in my head for like a fucking week now.
Can you send me that song? I haven't heard it yet.
Oh shit, yeah, let me find it.
We'll listen to Iron Mouse music tonight, guys. I don't think I knew it was a town. I didn't know about the movie, but then again, I'm not a movie person, so. Isn't it, Cosma?
As the defense rightly recalls, I disembarked the vessel and spent the night in a boarding house in Dunkirk. As I said yesterday, I signed my name in the accommodations register book. And all extremely easy to verify and undeniable proof. Oh, no,
There's no escape this time. You can forget that you're a judge or a government minister. It's time you gave the court an honest answer as a common man.
That's all you are, bitch.
It's all you will be when you go to jail. You killed Inspector Tobias Gregson and transported his corpse back to Britain. Then you dumped the body in the room on Fresno Street and made it look as if the murder had happened there. Can you also imagine, by the way, Gina's probably in the crowd listening to this entire thing.
I know.
That's what really happened, isn't it? Seshiro Jikoku!
It was that damned trial 10 years ago. 10 years ago? You said 10 years ago. Oh shit,
This is Otto.
Looking back now, my fate was decided that day. I was doomed already. Again. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
It's over. My life is over.
I'm off work tomorrow, no day in a freezer for me. Oh my god, Pei.
A British assassin to eliminate a professor in Japan. A Japanese assassin to eliminate a detective in Britain. Both assassins will use diplomatic immunity to evade conviction and return safely to their homelands.
There's no witness stand anymore still.
The assassin exchange request arrived from Britain about 1 year ago. Though it was hardly a request, it was a demand.
And for that, you decided to recruit Mr. Asogi. I'm pretty sure I mentioned I work in a walk-in freezer before. Oh, I know that. It's just really bad timing. But things didn't go according to plan. Your chosen assassin never made it to Britain. As soon as I read Yora, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you found yourself unable to dispatch a replacement. Because I was already on my way to Britain at the time in Kazuma's place. All thanks to Holmes.
And that left me with only one option for carrying out my obligation. To eliminate the mark myself. personally. Of course, there was but a single opportunity for me to do that.
The International Forensic Science Symposium, I assume, or presume.
That's right. I decided it would be safest to carry out the plan before my arrival in Britain. So I enlisted the help of my British counterpart and made arrangements for a pretext that would take the inspector to Dunkirk. To lure the man in, he was given a sham mission by the Reaper.
What? The Reaper?
But there's only one person who could have done that.
You mean the person that I said since game 1 was kind of sussy-wussy?
The mastermind of the entire operation, the Reaper himself.
No, it's Mill Strongheart, you dumb bitch.
So that means that the assassin exchange was... It was all planned by the Reaper?
I'm not at liberty to say anything about my British counterpart, but if you look in the stand right over there, you would see him. Anyway, the inspector accepted the Reaper's mission and dutifully infiltrated my steamship. But it was all a trap designed to lead him to France and his own death.
Who was literally talking to Kazuma right before?
About sending him to France. Huh.
Who was literally talking to Kazuma when we fucking arrived? Who was the one who literally told fucking Gregson that they wanted him to go to France? I wonder, was it Male Strongheart? Could he be the reason? Who's the only person in this fucking game with the possible power to pull all of this shit off in fucking Britain? Is the entire court
Who was his
stupid,
British
Your Honor?
counterpart who also arranged for the student exchange program?
Well, to be fair, the judge isn't gonna, or like, Lord Strongheart isn't gonna say shit, obviously. Kazuma should be saying shit, but he's probably kind of more shocked about all this kind of shit. He's saying the Reaper, he hasn't said Barrack.
Yeah.
So, that he's saying
He
the
doesn't
Reaper.
have the knowledge that we have.
Yeah.
We're 3 steps ahead.
And we have that knowledge. We need to play through this out right now. So, oh, how awful.
It was past 9 o'clock when I returned to my cabin from the dining hall that evening. I didn't give him time to attack me. I choked him until he lost consciousness. Oh. But there was a guard just outside the door, so I left it at that for the time being. Even the slightest noise might have aroused suspicion, so I bided my time, waiting.
For the 20 minutes after 10 o'clock.
I had intended to finish him by strangulation, but moments before I had the chance, he suddenly came round and went for me in a reckless move.
Bang.
I'd received the British issue gun 16 years earlier, being a member of the judiciary as a visiting student.
Oh, it was his gun. There you go.
Man. I never imagined I'd have to use it for something like that.
So, the revolver belongs to you, does it?
Then the victim was killed inside your cabin on the SS Grouse. Which begs the question of why you arranged for his body to be discovered in the room on Fresno Street.
The young judicial assistant over there has already answered that question. There was no way I could take the body up on deck to throw it over the side. That's precisely where all the crewmen were gathered for the evacuation drill. So before the first-class cabin sentries returned, I took the corpse to the refrigeration room.
And then on arrival in Dover, you concealed the body in your trunk in order to smuggle it past the border police.
I knew I needed to take steps if the police were to be convinced when the body was found in London. In that case, you must have known. You must have had intimate details of Inspector Gregson's intended schedule. Yes, my British counterpart sent me everything I needed to know. The inspector was due at Fresno Street at 5 o'clock that afternoon, in order to meet a man by the name of Hugh Boone, for whom he would take back his police identification.
Ah!
I decided that man would be the perfect person to set up as the culprit.
And the only reason it didn't go through is because Barrick fucking walked in.
Oh.
So I took a hackney carriage over there with the body still in my trunk.
That must have been just after we took this photograph with you at the hotel then.
Yes, I wasn't expecting a welcoming committee. I was more than a little nervous.
He's just a little bit, a little anxious. A little shy.
On Fresno Street, I spotted a young girl selling firecrackers.
Miss Venus, of course.
I conceived of the candle trick there and then. So I donned a simple disguise and approached the girl to buy enough firecrackers to replicate a gunshot. What sort of disguise? For some reason, the inspector had a bright red hairpiece in his own traveling case. So I put that on, although I suspect I drew more attention to myself in that than I would have otherwise.
The hairpiece we found at the scene. The inspector had it ready for the red-headed leak investigation.
I only arrived at the room at around 5:15. So I quickly placed the body on the floor, moved the notice board, and set up my little candle trick. I arranged it so the firecrackers would go off with a bang around 15 minutes later.
So that Mr. Boone, who was due to arrive at 5, would walk straight into a trap.
Except, at the last moment, I made a careless blunder.
Yo, that's my hair. Hi, Coral. What was that? I imagine it was the bag of fish and chips. Ah!
No. I didn't notice that it had fallen out of his overcoat pocket when I moved the body to the refrigeration room. I put it back in his pocket the following morning, but...
It was already no good.
Well, it seems the warmth of the heated cabin had accelerated the decay of the fish.
Ew, but ew.
Honest to God, I should have thrown it out.
Anyway, that's everything. All the sordid details of what I did.
I've heard enough. We've arrived at the truth about the murder of the country's most capable and respected police inspectors.
That's rich coming out of your mouth.
Can you just say real quick that it is based off of another Japanese man killed someone who was, quote, highly well known and respected in the British community?
Yeah.
Bro.
Motherfucker.
The witness will be tried in the coming days.
But I did what
For
you asked me to,
crime.
Lord Strongheart.
For a crime of such a vile nature, you can expect the most severe penalty.
An exchange of assassins. What a foolhardy idea. Mr. Jikoku, one last detail. Who was your counterpart in Britain? Who was the mastermind behind the assassin exchange?
Who the fuck do you think?
They need him to admit it, though. They can't just
You
make the
know,
accusation.
since I'm already probably gonna get the death penalty.
Nothing you say now can make matters any worse for you, so just tell us.
Enough. I've already told you that I cannot say. Even though as things stand, you may very well never set foot in your homeland again. What are you waiting for? Can't we get this over with now? It's finished. All of it. I'm finished.
Then, in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I now pronounce the findings of this court. This man before us has admitted to the willful murder of Tobias Gregson. Seishiro Jigoku, it is of the opinion of this court that you should be found. And may I remind all of those present of the strict confidentiality demanded by this closed court. But if he doesn't say who it is, then everybody could still insist that the Reaper was the mastermind, and then we can't officially prove that he's innocent. Moments ago, Mr. Jigoku signed a written confession. It admitted to the murder of Inspector Gregson and the subsequent conveyance of the body. In short, the defendant's innocence has therefore been established beyond doubt. Okay, good.
Oh, wonderful. Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, thank you.
There's gotta be a complicated feeling.
Is something wrong? I'm just a little troubled by his silence.
The true identity of the Reaper of the Bailey, and this extraordinary assassin exchange. We do remain in the dark about these mysteries. However, insofar as the indictment brought against the defendant in this trial, we have reached a conclusion. I have every intention of pursuing both mysteries. As a prosecutor. As you wish. Now, for the formal adjudication. I hereby declare the defendant, Barrett Van Zeeks.
So how much are you gonna really hate this dude?
Is he gonna say nuh-uh?
He's gonna insist that because
No.
he's the Reaper, he sent the order in the first place and is therefore guilty. Is the fucking bullshit.
Dude, just stop. Please, let this end. The prosecution calls for adjudication to be deferred.
Counsel?
Fuck you. The accused innocence hasn't been fully established at all.
Fucking knew he was gonna say this bullshit.
I swear to fucking god. Kazuma, when I get you, Kazuma! When I get you!
Cause I'm gonna kick your ass, I'm gonna kiss your ass.
Oh my
Yo.
god.
And therefore, it would be wrong to deliver a verdict at this time. That the prosecution's unwavering position.
What? But Judge Jikoku has already confessed!
Nevertheless,
I don't care about that confession.
Barack Van Zeeks has committed crimes for which he must be punished. Like what?
Being the Reaper.
Well, it would appear you have information that the court needs to hear, Prosecutor Asogi.
Certainly. The murder of Inspector Gregson was actually carried out by Seshiro Jikoku. But it's clear from the witness's testimony that he was coerced into complying with a plot. Into the sick, merciless assassin exchange.
That may be true, but
So what I want to know is, who coerced Jikoku? Who was pulling the string? Look in front of you, buddy!
well, that's the thing, right? If we stop the court here, because we got Jikoku, right? But if we stop the court here and say, oh yeah, Van Zeeks is like cleared, we're never going to be able to have this moment to actually find out the truth of who pulled the strings. There's there's literally no possible way. We know who it is. Yeah, we have to prove. This is the only time that we can even potentially bring this as a court case. There will never be a moment to have this kind of
He's
situation
right
happen.
there! He's the judge!
Whether Kazuma believes it's Van Zeeks or not, that's a different story.
Well, he's gonna believe it because he's like, well, this family killed my dad.
Yeah, he wants revenge.
The victim went to France, having been ordered on a mission for the Reaper, only to be murdered. In other words, the mastermind behind the assassin exchange is someone in a position to give such an order. As we've already established, the Reaper himself.
Well, certainly that would appear to follow.
The prosecution hereby formally accuses the man in the dock, Barack Van Zeeks,
And this is where we lose him. But, you know.
of being the Reaper of the Bailey, and furthermore, I'm going to prove his guilt beyond all reasonable doubt.
Oh, Kazuma, you sweet, dumb little shit.
What?
Please stop smashing that gavel, it hurts my ears.
Order!
You want me to let you know, ding or something like that if I see him about to hit the gavel?
No, you're fine. It just annoys me.
Pet.
The Reaper of the Bailey is a long-standing mystery council. Are you suggesting you have some new information with which to build a case?
Vengeance it be killing brain cells real. Scotland Yard has already investigated Lord Van Zeeks very thoroughly in that regard. And they found no evidence whatsoever to substantiate that claim that he is the Reaper.
Perhaps, but circumstances have now changed. We are now in part 2 Electric Boogaloo of this.
What do you mean? Actually, technically, we're still in the first part of this trial.
Oh,
Man.
This is
It's
gonna be a
already been
long
established that the assassin exchange was negotiated with Chikoku by the Reaper himself. Which means we now have a new line of questioning which to identify definitively the man's identity.
Yeah, this is a long case.
That the prosecution's intention here.
I must say, I'm surprised. By quite how tenaciously you appear to want to besmirch my name.
You are guilty of an unforgivable crime, Lord Van Zeeks. And I will bring you to justice for it. Whatever it takes.
That explains Kazuma's silence before. He'll stop at nothing to finish what Lord Van Zeeks unwittingly started 10 years ago.
10 years ago? You know what happened 10 years ago? Greggy Boy was still alive.
Very well. While it's extremely irregular, I will on this occasion grant the prosecution further opportunity for witness testimony.
Yeah, because you're trying to hide yourself, and you're like, haha, this is gonna put all the blame on Barrock. Just you fucking... When I catch you, strong cards.
You fucking wait. The defendant will disclose any and all involvement he has had with the Reaper in the assassin exchange.
I thank you, my lord, for guiding the court so wisely.
I'm gonna beat your ass. I hereby declare this court to be in session for a supplementary hearing.
Yes, he did the thing!
Pray turn a blind eye to this courtesy as I verify this vile and unremitting accusation. Hasn't soured the contents of my hallowed chalice.
Not your hallowed chalice.
Lord Van Zeeks.
I first had to suffer the pseudonym of the Reaper 10 years ago now. And ever since that time, I've endured the weight of implied guilt that's gone with it. Oh, so I welcome the chance to testify now, and crush those allegations once and for all.
Good. Bitch, I swear to fucking God. Then let justice decide, Lord Van Zeeks. The prosecution seeks to begin building its case by calling the accused to the stand as the primary witness. In order that he may answer the accusation brought by the prosecution that he is the Reaper of the Bailey.
And what says the defense?
Putting the defendant in the witness stand can be extremely dangerous, and Kazuma-sama is so emotional at the moment, he's not thinking logically. You're right that he's not himself. But I knew it would be like this. And I came here today determined to face him through whatever might arise. As a lawyer, and as his friend. Then that's what we must do. The defense has no objection, my lord.
Very well. Defendant, you will take the witness stand. And give formal testimony on the subject of your involvement with the Reaper and the assassin exchange. As you wish, my lord.
Alright, the Reaper and the Assassin exchange.
I've never taken the life of another, nor have I instructed another to kill. I've been investigating the truth behind the Reaper for years, and I was aware of Gregson's involvement. That's the reason why I went to Fresno Street that day, and how I came to discover the body. The point is, no common thread exists between myself and Gregson and Dr. Wilson. Clearly. Therefore, there's no reason to suspect me of being the assassin exchange.
Alright, I believe him. Case closed.
So you deny all accusations by the prosecution. Both that you are the Reaper of the Bailey, and that you mastermind the assassin exchange.
No shit, he says.
I acknowledge that the public at large believe me to be the Reaper. However, that's a fallacy, which I alone am in the position to forswear.
Naturally, the prosecution believes the testimony just given by the accused to be untrue. Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Yes.
Let me ask you, why are you here? What really brings you to this courtroom?
Currently you. Hmm? A desire to uncover the truth.
The fuck? What is this poll?
Hmm?
I don't understand any of this.
Reaper? Star, what is this poll?
I only know don't fear the Reaper, but that's not an option! What does Blue Oyster Cult mean?
You know, I'm just going to leave it and we'll figure it out.
It's an option, but what is it?
I voted Grim. I think it's Grimmy.
I think it's
Reaper.
Sorry, Grim.
real. Oh my
Blue Oyster Cult. Oh! Blue Oyster Cult. Duh. I'm sorry, my brain cells.
It's okay.
My poor little brain cells.
Can you reread this line?
Even if the truth proves your client to be guilty.
I know my client won't be guilty. From all my experiences in this courtroom, I've come to realize something. The truth can't be hidden. Sooner or later, it will come out. So it's always my intention to work with my client in pursuit of the truth.
Hold on, I'm typing a response. There we go, that's my response. I want you to remember what you just said.
Oh, I will. But will you?
The truth, I'm gay.
Enough dilatory chatter. Counsel for the defense, proceed to cross-examine the witness.
Ah, yes, my lord. I know exactly what you're thinking, Kazuma. I know you're just waiting to point it out. The contradiction you're convinced lies somewhere within this man's testimony.
But you won't find it. Dun dun dun.
The Reaper and the Assassination Exchange.
I've never taken the life of another, nor have I instructed another to kill. I've been investigating the truth behind the Reaper for years, and I was aware of Gregson's involvement. That's the reason why I went to Fresno Street that day, and how I came to discover the body. The point is, no common thread exists between myself, Gregson, and Dr. Wilson.
No. That's not true.
Yes, you're right.
Oh.
Objection.
What is this? An autopsy report? Wait, this is 10 years old. From the autopsy of Lord Clint Van Zeeks. What? My brother's autopsy report?
Unfortunately.
He doesn't know.
I'm pleased to see the defense doesn't intend to run from the undeniable truth.
Hmm.
Oh, this poor man. Order in the court.
No one was yelling. God.
No one was fighting you.
There's
Shut
literally
up.
nobody here.
What reason do you have for presenting a 10-year-old autopsy report here, counsel?
The autopsy report of the professor's final victim is an indelible link between Inspector Gregson, Dr. Wilson, and the defendant.
Not that accursed name again. The professor.
I've personally researched all I've personally researched all court records relating to that case.
Oh my god.
I know that at the time, autopsy was considered sacrilege to the victim's souls. For a member of the aristocracy like Lord Clint Van Zeeks, it was unthinkable. But someone implored the powers that be to allow the autopsy to go ahead. Inspector Gregson. He declared that he was certain he would obtain conclusive proof from the procedure.
And it was Dr. Wilson who conducted the autopsy. His signature is clearly visible on the document.
As promised by Gregson, the autopsy did indeed produce evidence. Evidence that conclusively proved Genshin Asogi was guilty of the murders. In my brother's dying moments, he mustered all of his remaining strength to leave that vital clue behind. Or did he? Indeed. That was the key to indicting the professor for his crimes, and the conclusive evidence that convicted him. It enabled Lord Van Zeeks here to avenge his brother's senseless death with a marvelous victory in court.
A marvelous victory, was it? I wonder if that's really true.
What?
Could the same be said if it turned out that the key piece of evidence in question was in fact fabricated? I ain't calling you a liar, but I ain't calling you a truther. If the inspector, the coroner, and the prosecutor all colluded together to cast an innocent Japanese man as a mass murderer and send him to his death.
That's outrageous!
Again, I said I ain't calling you a liar, but I ain't calling you a truther. And now, 10 years later, for some reason the secret has been threatened and needs protecting. Which is why the inspector and the coroner had to be silenced, isn't it? By someone in power in Japan and in Britain. 2 killers recruited for the assassin exchange.
Order! Order at once!
10 years ago, my father was convicted in this very courtroom as a mass murderer, to be sentenced to death. But it was a sham, and I swore to myself that I'd prove it. Which is why I had to come to Britain, whatever the cost.
You'll have to forgive me if I feel compelled to toast this vengeful Nipponese's tenacity of purpose here. However... Oh. He who fails to quash his emotions in the courtroom has failed as a lawyer.
Ooh, get up.
Come on, Kazuma. You know this won't wash. You're claiming your father was misrepresented in a trial that took place a whole decade ago. You must see that without evidence, that's nothing more than a wild accusation.
As it happens, I have evidence.
Ayo.
What?
As the court has heard, I crossed the channel to France with Gregson on the 31st. I went with him on the pretext of being the assassin recruited to kill Shishiro Jikoku. But my true intentions were to make the inspector tell me the truth.
What truth?
The truth about the evidence, and he acknowledged what I've already deduced. There's a closely guarded secret about what went on in that autopsy 10 years ago.
What? A secret? I know nothing of any secret.
while we waited for my supposed mark in Jikoku's cabin. I drew my clan's illustrious sword, Karuma, before the inspector's eyes.
Why do you say it like that?
I don't know why I said it like that. He very quickly understood what my true motive was.
You get one more time to say Greggy's lines.
Right, I say, you're that Asogi's young lad, are you?
Oh,
you.
look, it's your coffin right there, Gregson.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Goodbye. I can't deal with this. Goodbye, everybody.
No!
Oh my god, you're fucking left.
Oh, fucking
Welcome back.
Welcome. I'm sorry.
He gave me happiness that I could be Gregson one last time, and then he pointed out my coffin is right there.
I'm sorry.
How could you?
I'm sorry.
I trusted you. You know I'm grieving right now. How could you?
Sorry. I'm sorry. It came out. I'm sorry. I am very,
Just
very
'cause,
sorry.
like, I couldn't stop it.
Oka's lying to you, or Oka's not sorry at all.
I literally,
she's
and
not.
I mentally forgot that you guys were still processing grief right now.
No, we were still attached to Gregson.
It's the unfortunate aspect of I've had
We
7
only
years to
found
grieve.
out, like an hour ago, Oka, about
I've
what
had
happened.
7 years to grieve. I'm sorry. I genuinely am. It
And
literally.
we've only had an hour.
You know, the first time I went through this, I didn't actually notice the trunk either. That's why I was like, oh shit. I'm sorry. I really am. I am very sorry. Bad.
And what? You're gonna cut me down with that thing? Is that it?
No, you're not.
That will very much depend on the answer you give to my questions. I want to know what really happened 10 years ago. Go. The truth. That is all.
10 years ago.
Before we get into it, let me make one thing clear. I still believe your father was the professor. There's no doubt in my mind. But unfortunately, back then, we didn't have the evidence we needed to make the crime stick. So, you admit it then. The evidence used in my father's trial was fabricated. It was for the good or the contrary.
So he even admits it.
Anyway, I was just following orders.
Technically speaking, this could not be taken into, court evidence in any way.
Yeah, especially since he's dead.
Yeah,
But
you
this-
could just fucking say that Gregson said all this shit and not mean any of it.
Yeah, but this gives Kazuma motive on why he's pushing this, because he now knows, or he believes, that all the evidence against his father was fabricated.
And it's
So.
like not all of it.
Well, enough of it that he was indicted for it,
Mm-hmm.
Orders? What exactly did you do? Speak. I'm not saying another word. Even if your life depends on it. That's right. Even then.
Quacha.
Cha.
So that's when the tip of the sword broke, and that's why he ended up attacking Gregson. Oh, Kazuma-sama.
If the results of Clint Van Zeek's autopsy were fabricated, then the investigation officer Gregson and the lead coroner Wilson must have known about it. And they can only have been ordered to pervert the course of justice in that way by one man. The man leading the case for the prosecution, Barack Van Zeeks.
In other words, the defendant did have cause to organize this exchange of assassins.
Bro, he didn't fucking know. Look at Barack, he's just a little boy.
He's a little
He's just a
guy.
little man.
He's
Look
a
at
little
him.
guy, yeah.
Let him drink his wine in peace. Exactly. And as we established earlier, it has to have been the Reaper himself who liaised with Jikoku in Japan to arrange the exchanges.
Think
The
of it, they
Reaper, but not Van Zeeks.
No,
not-
because again, I don't think Van Zeeks is Jikoku's counterpart, especially considering this case.
Yeah.
Just imagine if it was the old man judge.
Thank you for the Daily Leaf social media
Yeah.
check and the
The
dice roll.
Werther's Originals has
He's
been
like,
behind it all along.
Nobody suspected me. Would you
Ah.
like another piece of candy?
Ah. Also, thank you guys so much for the Daily Leaf social media check and dice roll. Thank you, thank you. That's an 8, by the way. Consider
So we-
not doing it.
So it follows that the Reaper's true identity can only be that of the man who stands accused in this courtroom today, Barack Van Zeeks.
Failed your constitution check now.
Objection!
Objection. Are you fucking stupid? Kazuma is so
I love you know the funny thing is I looked at my phone for a second when you said that and I full-heartedly believed you were reading the line. I wasn't thinking that he didn't say that. I was like,
Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't put it past it.
I really was like, yeah, he would say that, not realizing, yeah, he would never curse because I mean the team wouldn't write a curse. But
Yeah.
man, that was so funny. I really just did not realize that wasn't a line. It could have been so real, for real.
I'm fucking sorry.
What you just told the court. Are you absolutely certain of your facts?
Because he would want to know the truth too if the
Yeah.
yeah,
like
he
the
wants to know
autopsy.
who killed his brother just as much as anybody else.
yeah.
Did Gregson really fabricate evidence for that trial 10 years ago?
He said 10 years ago. I heard it with my own ears. His shameful admission.
That also will be so devastating for him to hear that too. Oh.
In that case, I know. The name of the Reaper.
Hell
Hey, yo.
yeah! Get him! Get him!
What?
Lord Van Zeeks.
The fuck?
I gave no such orders. I know that for certain. Which narrows down the remaining possibilities. To 1.
Hey, yo.
If Lord Van Zeeks isn't the one behind all of this, then yes, there is only one other person who could have done something like that. I believe I know who it is too.
You?
Yes, me, the main character. I just had a feeling this name was going to come up. And I'm so happy to use it now. The true identity of the infamous Reaper of the Bailey is none other than... Yeah, just... Iris! Like... She wasn't even born! She was barely... She was barely born!
She was a toddler!
Take that! Not even a toddler, she was literally born. The only person who could have arranged the assassin exchange and manipulated the autopsy results is the Lord Chief Justice himself. Listen, can I just say this real quick? I want to bring this up as a... I know this is a stretch, but I feel it in my gut. My headcanon is, right? Kazuma doesn't actually believe it's Van Zeeks. I think that Kazuma tried to put it on Van Zeeks so that Strongheart would continue the trial, because yeah, like they would not have the regulation to continue a supplementary trial otherwise. So he's like, no, it's Van Zeeks, and then, you know, Strongheart, okay, it's supplementary trial time. Never mind, it's actually, you know, Strongheart. And so now they can officially, like, indict him.
Bamboozled.
Yeah. I want to believe in my gut.
Slam dunk.
Yeah, I want to believe in my heart that Kazuma isn't stupid enough to say that it's Van Zeeks, but needs this trial to proceed. And so regardless of whatever happens, he needs to continue this. And say it's him until the truth officially comes out. Lord Male Strongheart!
What? Lord Strongheart?
Stop, like, denying my headcanon, Kazuma. Pretend you knew. Just pretend you knew.
Just smile and nod your head.
Smile and nod your head. Look at your husband. He's so big and strong. Yeah, look pretty. Just be the eye candy right now. Yes, it's true that 10 years ago the defendant handled the prosecution of the professor in court. But he only took over the case after his brother, Lord Clint Van Zeeks, had been killed.
Exclamation point.
I can only assume that this is the most appropriate joke in British judicial history.
Inappropriate?
Oh, sorry.
I mean, it is appropriate, actually.
It's a Freudian slip. Inappropriate is what I meant.
Well, Lord Van Zeeks.
I can make even dirtier jokes in this court.
Technically speaking, this would be leading the court. Because
Yeah,
I'm...
Isn't that technically their job, though?
We're leading the defendant, yeah. She said what she said.
10 years ago, I was very new to my profession. But I had a burning desire to avenge my brother's death, so I pleaded for control of the case.
Because he too was blinded by rage. Well, in this case, grief.
The investigation to that point, the supplication of the lords to allow my brother's corpse to be examined. All of the evidence I was given, the autopsy reports, it all came from you.
Oh.
I've spent my life since then believing I was in your debt for the way you had stood aside and let me handle the trial. But I see now. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. I was very much mistaken.
It was a hugely influential force that caused that inspector and the coroner to break the law 10 years ago. And that same force was still felt a decade later on the other side of the world by Seshiro Jigoku. Lord Strongheart, everything falls into place when we recognize that you are the Reaper of the Bailey. God damn.
Yeah,
The court awaits your response, my lord. This may very well go down in British judicial history, but I assure you, it is no joke. Consider this a formal accusal by the defense.
Damn.
Go, go, go!
Get him!
It doesn't warrant a response.
Huh?
A formal accusal? Don't be absurd. The defense's claims are utter nonsense, a wild fantasy at best.
You're not going to defend yourself?
He doesn't have to, technically.
You claim there was some wrongdoing with Lord Clint Van Zeek's autopsy. That's utterly untrue.
Objection!
Objection! But I heard it from Gregson's own lips. He admitted it.
But there's no evidence.
And where's your evidence?
My evidence is right here. Fuck you.
He just flips him off.
Yeah. What?
Gregson's dead now.
I
Unless you
know.
were thinking of summoning a ghost to the stand. Bailiff, get the Ouija board.
You know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will summon Gregson to the stand. Quite literally. You don't know that. You mean to say...
I forget how the system works in your little backwater country. But in the courts of the British Empire, without evidence, there is no case. I have no intention of entertaining some wild fantasy that can't possibly be substantiated by anyone or anything. Order! Order in the court. Following Inspector Gregson's murder and in light of Dr. Wilson's death as well.
Where's the Fey ancestor when you need one? That's actually the biggest, like... That's the most accurate statement I've read. Where is the Fey ancestor to just go, I'm getting the
Real.
dead?
There's really no one left who could testify about the events of 10 years ago. Is there? So that was the real purpose of the assassin exchange.
And now we know why he was getting himself killed. Or why he was getting killed.
Why he was getting himself killed.
This court has no business raking over the coals of a case that was concluded a decade ago.
Actually, yeah, no, that is actually accurate. I didn't even remember this. That is the reason why both of them were killed because... Or both of them were going to be killed because the person on the autopsy report signature was John H. Watson, not Mikatoba, who actually penned it. And then, you know, Gregson, who's the one who pushed
somebody
it.
from 10 years ago.
We technically do.
You forgot about the third student, my lord.
The accusal brought by the prosecution and the defense is categorically denied.
Nuh-uh.
I take it there are no objections.
Everybody just objects.
Everyone just objects. Yeah, exactly. Kazuma. He's more or less waited his whole life for this moment. Is there really nothing else we can do now?
We can.
Is there no other avenue we can go down in pursuit of the truth about what happened all those years ago? If only there was someone who can testify about Clint Van Zeek's autopsy.
There is.
I literally
We already
was...
discussed this.
Yeah. I literally just pressed A and I thought I accidentally pressed there is no one. I was like, oh shit.
No.
He's gone to extraordinary lengths to cover his tracks, even so far as dispatching an assassin all the way to Japan to ensure Dr. Watson's silence. And Dr. Scythe won't say anything against Strongheart either. But there's still one ray of hope.
Objection!
Objection!
Do it.
Tee-hee, motherfucker. Actually, there is one person. One person who can still testify about the autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous. There's no one left.
I killed them all.
Who, Ryunosuke? Who? Tell me. It's your pseudo-father.
Kazuma,
Please, this trial can't end. Not yet.
I'm not doing this for you.
Ooh.
I'm doing it for the truth. The person the defense would like to call to the stand to testify about the autopsy of Lord Clint Van Zeeks is...
Mikatoba,
You
because technically
did-
he was there.
Take that!
Heaven help us. Another Japanese.
Okay, well,
Christ.
I mean, it
Excuse
kind
you.
of is really funny that this just kind of happened that way, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
well, seems like you Brits can't tell the fucking truth except for Van Zeeks.
For real. An expert in forensic medicine, my lord. Professor my lord, I literally just almost swallowed the cough.
Lord.
I almost swallowed the cough
Lord.
drop I had in my mouth because I was like, oh shit. An expert in forensic science, my lord. Professor Yujin Mikatoba, 16 years ago. He came to London with Seshiro Jigoku and Genshin Asogi as a visiting student.
And what could his testimony possibly tell us?
Professor Mikatoba was the primary assistant during the autopsy in question. He was also the person who actually penned the report.
Incorrect. The autopsy was carried out by the coroner, Dr. Wilson. The report carries his signature.
Okay, but somebody has to fucking write it when he's like elbow deep in a body, like just saying.
It was the primary assistant's duty to keep a written report of the coroner's work during the procedure. In actual fact, the coroner merely read over the report at the end and signed it. In other words, Professor Mikatoba witnessed the entire autopsy from start to finish. The defense demands that prosecutor Mikatoba be summoned as a witness and as a matter of urgency.
Also, it's Professor Mikatobi. He said prosecutor.
Did I say prosecutor? I swear
at
I
this
said.
point,
I mean, he
Yeah, at
could
this point, we've just been switching them both up.
literally. Whatever really happened in that autopsy laboratory 10 years ago is something only he can tell us. No.
The defense's demand is denied.
fuck you.
For what? But Professor Mikatoba is
I
in
think so.
But Professor Mikatoba, my father is in London at this very moment. We could summon him to the stand in minutes. No, of course he's not going to agree to it. Strongheart has no intention of summoning anyone who knows. He's too concerned about protecting himself.
Prosecutor Sogi, let me refresh your memory, as you seem to have forgotten the prosecution's stance. Only minutes ago, you accused the defendant of being the Reaper and of masterminding the assassin exchange.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Phoenix, Steve. That's the like main Ace Attorney games. This is
his ancestor.
This is his ancestor. This is like thousands of years ago. Not thousands,
Oh, it's
but
like
you know,
hundreds.
hundreds of years ago. Yeah.
It's like 200 years ago.
yeah, just 200.
I did, yes.
So present your evidence for those claims and make your case complete.
He wants to get rid of Van Zeeks as well.
I At this time, I don't have the requisite evidence, but that's exactly why we need witness testimony.
No.
He just kind of backed himself into a corner.
Professor case is closed. There are no clues of the distant past that will bolster your argument today.
Also, Kira Yang, thank you so much for the follow. I very much appreciate it. Welcome in, darling.
I'm afraid to say, Prosecutor Asogi, that you would appear to be possessed by the spirit of your late homicidal father.
What the fuck? Is this allowed?
Oh.
Oh.
Now, as I stated earlier, this court's already reached a conclusion with respect to the matter at hand. Inspector Gregson was murdered by the Japanese Supreme Court Judge Seishiro Jigoku.
Hi, Ivy.
As for any hidden circumstances that may exist, they will be investigated in due course by the proper authorities.
Oh, no. Objection! But we all know what will happen. That'll just give the mastermind of the whole venture time to cover his tracks again.
By which you mean me?
Yes.
Yeah, bitch. Your punishment for this contemptible behavior will be decided at a later date.
Okay,
As
fuck
for
you.
you, Prosecutor Asogi, you will be remanded following these proceedings. Willingly, I trust, since you gave your word.
Ugh.
This futile game of revenge is over. Young
Barack Van
Master
Zieks.
Asogi.
Barack Van Zieks has the funniest thing he can do right now.
Which is?
Shoot Strongheart. Get him! Get him!
Are you gonna scream?
It's
such a low register!
Broke out. Why you sound like demonic? Like you're possessed.
It sounds like you're trying to. It sounded like you were. Indy, say hold it.
Ta-da. Oh no!
Mr. Holmes, when the fuck did you get here?
How did
Also-
you get in here?
Also, yeah, no. It sounded like you were about to start like slowly like ascending into like a deep like rock metal like scream, like the demonic part, the low part, and then you were about to go up higher. I was like, huh? That was so funny. Anyways, our boy, Mr. Holmes, he's come to save the day. Actually,
Nice. Sholmes with the steel chair.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
in actuality, it's a gun. He just goes bang.
This is no place for amateur detection, Mr. Sholmes.
Don't make fun of me.
May I remind you that these proceedings are closed to the general public. You will leave this courtroom at once.
Objection! Mr. Holmes was instrumental in the apprehension of Seishiro Jigoku before he fled from Europe. The court should hear what he has to say. You know that's not gonna end well.
Lord Mail Strongheart. It's imperative that you refrain from bringing this trial to an end at this stage.
His theme song being slightly faster here.
Is it really? And why would that be? You need only recall your own words from the opening of the trial to answer that question, if I may. We will stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind these disturbing findings.
Got him.
Surely it can't be that the shock of being accused of being the Reaper yourself has erased that from your memory, can it?
Is this Partners or is it Holmes' theme? I think it's a remix of one of them. I don't know which one. I thought it was Holmes's, but I could be wrong.
The whole truth, sir, has already been uncovered.
It's Partners. There you go.
It has not.
It would seem that we have a great many important members of the judiciary present here today. I put it to you, my dear fellows. Should the trial end at this juncture? After all, why have you been invited to attend? To nod along to the prevarications of your superiors?
He's talking to the audience.
Order! Order in this court! It seems to me that we stand before a door that leads to a new era of legal practices. A door that is ajar. Let us emerge from the shadows of the Reaper's decade-long ascendancy.
I love that Holmes is for the people. Holmes came here to serve cunt, and we love him for that, for real.
For real, for real.
You, and you alone, my dear fellows, have the power to push this door open now. The auditors in the gallery have no rights to express an opinion of the court proceedings. Silence!
He's right. The judge has absolute authority here. Yes, if he calls the trial to an end, it must end. But will that really do? I sense dark things occurring behind the scenes. Dark things indeed. Is there a single person here present who can honestly say he didn't sin? I don't remember what that last part is. What? The trial should go on! Summon the witness! That's right, we need to clear this up before the young Japanese fellow is reprimanded in court.
Remanded in custody.
In custody, there you go. Oh, look at him! He has the hope in his eyes again. My lord, you assured those present that you would uncover the whole truth here. Vindicate yourself of the outlandish accusation. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's the foundation of British law.
The toast to my dependable colleagues in the gallery.
Hey! On with the trial! On with the trial! Testify! 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 Oro, you gotta join us. Testify! 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 There we go.
My lord. You hear the voice of the British justice, I take it.
Oh wait, you can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear them actually saying it.
That makes my heart like so happy, honest to God. That makes it so happy.
I think you'll find it will be rather awkward to silence. I know,
And then he's
I
like,
watch Repo
nah.
the Genetic Opera. Oh my god, yes. I want to watch Repo so bad. The court will recess briefly.
Huh?
I have no intention of shrinking from these allegations.
Oh.
Bailiff, arrange for the subpoena of the witness at once. As soon as the gentleman arrives at the courthouse, we shall reconvene. And just he walks in. Oh, there won't be any need for that. He's already here.
Let's go!
A recess won't be necessary, my lord. Pardon? Mikatoba is a close friend of mine. He accompanied me and is waiting in the antechamber as we speak. I do believe he's been enjoying a little trip down memory lane, in fact.
What? Professor Mikatoba is here to confess. Sorry, my screen is small for a second. Give me a minute.
You're all good. It's here to
Professor
confess.
Mikatoba's here in the courthouse.
To confess to what? Being gay for Holmes? Yes.
I don't fucking know.
Mr. Holmes, you didn't know this would happen, did you?
I did.
My dear fellow, no one is in a better position to answer that question than you, surely.
I wasn't just asking for the fun of it, you know. I got the hiccups now, too. Goodness grief.
Well, I must thank you for your assistance in this matter, Mr. Holmes. However, you are of no further use here. Kindly leave the courtroom at once. But of course, in truth, I find myself rather busy now as a result of these developments. Mr. Naruhodo.
Ah, yes.
I trust you have Iris's little lucky charm with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's still in my pocket.
She sends her regards and a reminder. If you find yourself at a dead end, the ears are at your disposal. Just one tug, if you please.
Oh, of course. And that's why it's still in our inventory.
Not too hard, though. In that case, the trial will continue without delay. Bailiff, show the witness to the stand.
So it's Lord Strongheart. He's the Reaper of the Bailey. Where exactly is this trial going to take me, I wonder? Just how deep am I about to be plunged into the blackness of the abyss? Well, I'm ready. I'm ready to head into the heart of this maelstrom and confront whatever horrors it tries to drown me under.
Is that gonna hit us with the
this
continued? There we go.
Now we are at officially the last 3 hours of this game.
The last 3?
Ooh.
The last 3 hours of this game. Pretty much. We can try and start it right now if you want to do one testimony, or we can hold this entire thing off until tomorrow and just maybe have to push it a little bit late in case we, need to talk about it, / the credits and everything. But, up to you guys. We have 20 more minutes, so.
Oro's the one with the bedtime, so it's up to Oro.
How much further might we be pushing it?
Well, it's... Hold on. Let me just grab this real quick. 2 seconds. On story mode, just having this be played in story mode. Hold on. I got this. I'm literally using a calculator real quick because I need to just make sure I'm not messing up my numbers. It's going to cut it very close. Like, on story mode, it is near exactly 3 hours. Like, just going through this entire section, it is actually the last 3 hours. We can attempt to do a little bit right now, just to make sure that we're not going to be pushing it tomorrow. But tomorrow we might be like 30 minutes over minimum, just because you know how we talk about shit and everything, and we might be talking about it. Even if we push through it, that might happen. There might be a raid, there might be a bunch of things happen, there might be technical errors, you never know. So
let's get as much done as we can today,
so we can make sure tomorrow's fine.
Yeah, and if we need to, we can go like 20 or 30 minutes over today.
Okay, that's fine. Because I was going to say, technically speaking, we can do an hour on Wednesday if we wanted to, but I just don't want to wake up, I don't want you guys to come in just for an hour if we're going to just put the last hour of the thing on Wednesday. I'd rather us try and finish it. Let's get as much as we can done today. I will try and see if we can finish at minimum 2 of the testimonies. I think that might cover it. If we can finish 30 minutes right now, it'll clear us at least 2.5 hours tomorrow. It should be like 2.5 hours. We'll get to 3 hours tomorrow. So I think that would be our better bet. So we can continue this then. Hey, I don't got anything to do after this. Also, we got Baby Girl with us now.
Oh shit.
This is the
She's
weirdest
just staring
stand.
at him.
This is the weirdest amount of people in the stand.
So, witnesses, please state your name and occupation for the court.
I'm too tired, so I'm going to bed. Much love, everyone. Good night, Star. Also, hi, Frosty.
Hi, Frosty. Thank you for the daily leaf, social media check, care package, etc., etc. Hello, babies. Okay.
Yujin Mikotoba, lecturer in the forensic medicine at Imperial Yume University in Tokyo, Japan.
And Professor Mikotoba, the young lady beside you is...
Ivy, thank you for the daily leaf, and also Pay, thank you for the care package.
Just like, no clue, she followed me in here. Ah, this is Maria Gori. Scotland Yard's practicing coroner. The daughter of Dr. Scythe, I understand.
Dr. Scythe.
I'm afraid I can't tell you why she's here. She just appeared. So she literally just followed his ass in here.
Yeah. She looks so good.
You summoned this strange Japanese man as a witness to that autopsy. But you don't summon Mama. That makes no sense. She was there too.
Gori
Your
was
mom's in jail.
They could call her.
They could
technically.
call her out from jail.
Yeah, they can literally drag her out. But the thing is, she's not gonna take a stand on anything. So, Gori was probably in the audience. Honest to God. So,
I could believe it. That's about the size of it. I've had her eyes boring into the side of my cheek constantly, whilst I was in the antechamber too.
poor man. The idea of it is making me shudder.
The revelations about Dr. Scythe that came to light in some days ago defiled the reputation of the entire judiciary.
Jeffy, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Thank you, thank you. 11 months? You're almost at 12 months. We're almost at a year, darling. Thank you, Jeffy. And thank you for the social media checks. Thank you.
Also, actually, can we take like a 2-minute bathroom break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been
piss,
chugging.
girl.
I've been chugging water to clear this cough. It's not working, but you know we're
Go piss,
trying.
girl.
Yeah, me too. I'd be back.
Yeah, we go bathroom break. Quick bathroom break, chat. 1 second. back. I am alive.
Welcome back.
Wait, you gave me this
I'm
cough? I
back.
did not give you this cough, Pay. Okay, I'm alive. Who's alive?
I'm alive.
Okay, we're all alive? Okay, perfect.
Unfortunately, you know who's not alive?
Oh my god.
Gregson.
Asogi's father.
Yeah.
Van Zeke's brother.
Iris's father, maybe.
Iris's father, maybe.
She was therefore deemed unfit to appear as a witness in today's proceedings.
Because... question mark?
Because she literally faked and pulled some bullshit before with a different case. The Ministry of Justice's decision on that is final. Well, we wouldn't want any more perjury to be committed, would we?
The Ministry of Justice. Some questionable strings are being pulled, I think.
I remember you, Dr. Mikatoba. But I certainly never expected to be meeting you under these circumstances. Yes, it's been a while, Lord Strongheart.
The prosecution understands that you were a visiting student of forensic science in London until 10 years ago.
That's right. I studied under Dr. Wilson at St. Sinners. So, you were present at the autopsy of my brother, Lord Clint Van Zeeks. Yes, I was. I assisted Dr. Wilson with the entire procedure.
Mama's far more skilled than any Japanese man.
How would you know? You just gonna dismiss an entire race of people?
It's more like she's gonna dismiss everybody except her mom.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Wilson asked me to be his primary assistant on that occasion.
And this autopsy report was actually penned by you, I believe.
Yes, I noted all the doctor's findings, and when we were done, he read through the document and signed it.
Poor Mama. As secondary assistant, she wouldn't have had such a good view of all the innards. So, Professor, do you remember Inspector Gregson?
Yes, of course. If it wasn't for his insistence, Lord Van Zeek's autopsy would have never happened. He was absolutely convinced it would reveal decisive evidence against Genshin, you see. So Lord Strongheart had to entreat the nobility to allow it to take place. You correct me if I'm wrong, my lord. It was as a result of that autopsy that a mass murderer was apprehended and justice was done.
But Gregson admitted it before he was killed. He admitted that the results of the autopsy were fabricated. You were there at the time, so you must testify. You have an obligation to tell the truth about what really went on.
Absolutely. That's precisely why I'm here.
And that's why I'm here too.
Very well then. You will give your formal testimony now, witnesses. But before you begin, a word of warning. Oh. You will state truthfully and accurately what you saw and what you heard at the time. I wouldn't dream of doing otherwise, my lord. The moment your testimony verges on supposition, I will expel you from my courtroom. Remember that.
Okay. The autopsy of Clint Van Zeeks.
From my own observation, I couldn't say that there was any indication of the autopsy results having been fabricated. Death resulted from a wound made by a Western-style sword transfixing the heart. That I found a little strange.
There were no other signs of internal injury. Nothing questionable at all. It was just that beautiful but dangerous piece of evidence removed from the man's stomach.
So, Western-style sword? But wouldn't he have used an Eastern-style sword?
Never eat soggy waffle. I think.
Because, I mean, Eastern would be Japanese. Don't we have a picture? What's our court record? Don't we have a picture from back then or something? Or we saw a picture at one point with, like, the two of them when Van Zeeks was, like, retelling the story or something. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Or did I hallucinate that?
I don't remember, and I don't think we have that as an evidence in the first place.
Oh, okay. Well, I just remember vaguely there was, like,
Wait, didn't you have a dream of, like, some sort of ace attorney?
You know, I have so many dreams, who's to say? But I remember, like, Van Zeeks was, like, telling us about how, he was actually saved by Asogi.
Oh yeah,
whenever
we
he was being attacked, and we saw the picture of them, like...
Yeah, that!
Yes.
But I guess that wasn't put in evidence.
No, that's not an evidence. That was a memory that he had. Actually, I have it as a thumbnail, so let me just grab that real quick. I have it mostly as a thumbnail. I think. Where the fuck is it? Where did it go? Huh, I guess I don't. I'll find it. It's okay. Oh, I do. But it's half of you guys are covered.
Oh,
We're covering him.
Damn it.
But either way, I don't think if he was using a sword, it was his sword. Let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah, well, if it was a sword, it would be Karuma, wouldn't it be?
Yeah. So. Anyways.
So, presumed to have been swallowed by the victim as a way of posthumously identifying his assailant.
No indication? Nothing to suggest fabrication?
Professor Mikatoba, are you certain about that?
Well, nothing that I could positively identify as such, much less swear out to in testimony.
If Genshin used Karuma, he would have been caught so easily. He wasn't stupid. Well, okay, then there you go.
But then how do they know that was his sword? How could they use that sword to pin it to him?
Fast attacks.
Well, that clears things up nicely.
Can I just say that the hand placement is crazy? Or like that animation is crazy.
The only fabrication here, Asogi, has come from you.
What?
You claim that the inspector confessed just before his death, but that is the fabrication.
No, he freely acknowledged it. I swear he did.
Really? With the tip of a sword at his throat? The man was clearly at his wit's end. The court will give no credence to this confession that was uttered in obvious desperation. Quite simply, there was nothing questionable about the investigation of Lord Clint Van Zeek's death. And with this testimony we have, without question, uncovered the whole truth of the matter. If I may, my lord. There was most certainly something questionable about it, and the whole truth does rather elude us, I feel. I beg your pardon? Well, you're obviously aware of the facts of the case. All four of the professor's previous victims die when an enormous beast was set upon them that ripped out their throats. The Hound of Baskerville.
Oh, such horrifying crimes.
But curiously, the killer's last victim, Lord Clint Van Zeeks, suffered a different fate.
Yes, you're right. He was stabbed through the heart with a sword. Which is a different fate. Oh.
That's enough. I believe I warned you about this, witness. I promised to curtail your testimony as soon as it entered in the realms of supposition or speculation.
Very well, my lord. In that case, the defense will pursue a conclusion to this during the cross-examination.
What?
I have the right to cross-examine every witness after testimony. And I fully intend to exercise that right.
Ryunosuke.
I'm afraid that even the presiding judge has no authority to contravene the letter of the law. As I'm sure every member of the judiciary present in the gallery would agree.
Oh.
Bravo.
Very well. You may begin, counsel. However, the moment your argument strays from established facts, I will not hesitate to bring the cross-examination to an end. Proceed with caution.
Yes, my lord. Alrighty, we're going to press real quickly.
Speed quest. It was just that.
Sorry,
I didn't know if you wanted me to read it or not.
You took a. I thought you were going to read it immediately, but then there was like a pause, and I'm like,
I was
okay, I'm gonna pause.
I was like, do you want me to read it or?
You can read it here.
It was just that beautiful but dangerous piece of evidence removed from the man's stomach.
Please tell me that wasn't just me that heard the robot
heard
person.
that.
Okay, I'm getting scared.
It might have been because I accidentally hit my mic.
You're all good.
Yeah,
I think that
bad.
sounded like that. Yeah. What exactly was it though? What does beautiful but dangerous mean?
Well, it was sparkly and round, with a hole, as if it might slip over a finger, perhaps.
Oh. It was a ring belonging to Genshin Asogi.
I'm fucking sorry. My father's ring was inside the victim's stomach?
At the time, Genshin wore a large ring on the digitus cordis of his left hand, the fourth or ring finger. He was married?
He had Kazuma.
Well, I mean, he could have just fucked.
And destroy the honor of
clan?
And destroy the honor of the Asogi
Sorry,
clan?
I forget people in this game can be straight. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, we do keep talking about toxic Yuri and Yaoi, you know?
Yeah.
I'd understood it was some sort of keepsake.
There's no way you just said that, Sunshine.
Yeah.
Okay, there's your answer. Fucking damn it.
When my father left Japan for London 16 years ago, I was 8 years old.
He was actually still married at the time because the mother passed after the announcement of his death. Or his execution, technically.
Yeah.
But I remembered that ring.
I was wondering where that shit went. You do?
I was supposed to inherit it! My father's possessions were sent to our family home in Japan after his death, but the ring wasn't among them.
Obviously not. It was a key piece of evidence. It remains under lock and key in the stores at Scotland Yard to this day.
But it's mine!
After the autopsy, Genshin was summoned by the police to check for the presence of his ring. It wasn't on his hand, of course. Moreover, there were deep abrasions on his finger where it had been pulled off. They arrested the man there and then, right before my eyes.
How could they? I brought the ring along with me today.
What?
Yeah, I took the evidence.
Here it is, a bit dusty from years in the stores.
Good gracious, yes, that's it. I haven't seen that in 10 long years.
And that was found inside the victim's stomach?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
How the fuck did he swallow it?
You hesitated there, Professor Mikotoba. Should we read something into that?
Well, it's just that thinking back now, I didn't actually witness the moment it was extracted from the victim's body.
Oh my! Really?
At the precise moment, Dr. Wilson had asked me to fetch him a new scalpel, you see. – 'Dr. Gory. 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 ' The removal of historic evidence from the stores requires my consent, does it not?
Well,
Okay, but fuck you. How about that?
I'm not under the same situation Mama is. I can do whatever I
I
want.
think at this point she doesn't care.
she definitely doesn't care. She's not happy with the way that her mother was treated, and
No, and
this
she
shit.
I think she's probably trying to prevent what her mother did by hiding stuff. So she's like, "Yeah, I took it." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, you can't do that." And she's like,
Try me.
"But
Well,
it's the
what?
truth."
However,
And also, Lord Strongheart could just be fucking bullshitting at this point.
also true. However, it came to be here. The court cannot deny that this is crucial evidence for today's proceedings.
Sorry. Womp womp.
Very
Your
well,
Honor,
you may submit
Womp
it.
womp.
Womp womp.
And now you're going to jail. It's not the sort of ring normally seen in Japan. They almost look like claws protecting that jewel. We must examine it very carefully, Mr. Naruhodo. Very carefully indeed. This was inside Van Zeke's brother's stomach?
Oh, it's probably been cleaned.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can we look at said ring?
Yeah, I want a deep inspection, if you will.
What gets pinged? That? These fat claws are doing a good job of protecting the equally fat gemstone in the middle of this ring. Naruhodo, what? Yes, if you were clumsy, you could give yourself a rather nasty cut on them, I should think. Ow! Now my finger's bleeding. Claws really are sharp. Oh my, that was very quick clumsiness, Mr. Naruhodo, even for you. Who would make such a dangerous ring? You couldn't swallow it without doing yourself some fairly serious damage, surely. A sticky mochi bun of about that size would go down much better, with some red bean paste in the middle. Someone as clumsy as me would probably manage to choke on it somehow.
Probably.
There is nothing else. Just that it is very sharp. So this line...
Oh, so it's very sharp. And then, like, can we look at his autopsy report again? No internal trauma noted anywhere in the body, but there should have been a scratch if he swallowed it.
There should have been more than a scratch if he swallowed it, because if it managed to cut
Well,
Naruhodo...
yeah, but that's what I'm just saying, though. But he had no
There
scratches.
should be internal
Yeah, he's probably
trauma.
fine. Yeah.
We have to present the ring actually for this, but yes, you're right.
Oh.
It's the exact same thing. If this
Okay.
ring was found in it, how the hell is
It's
there
just
no
like
internal
different
trauma?
phrasing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's essentially different use in this situation. But yeah, you're right. The court has heard that the ring was extracted from the victim's stomach. But you didn't actually see it being removed, did you, Professor Mikotoba?
That's right. As I said in my testimony before. At that moment, I was fetching a replacement scalpel that Dr. Wilson had requested.
In other words, you can neither confirm nor deny, thank you for the care package, whether this ring in fact really came from the victim's stomach or not.
What are you suggesting, counsel?
That the ring was never in the victim's stomach to begin with. It's entirely feasible that Dr. Watson fabricated that detail about the autopsy.
What are you saying? That Dr. Wilson?
That Dr. Watson was in possession of the ring in advance, after it was somehow stolen from Mr. Asogi. And he produced it during the procedure, pretending it to have found it there and then in the victim's stomach.
Objection!
Supposition at best. What possible evidence do you have to support such a rash claim?
And then do we present
And then the autopsy report.
It automatically gets
Yeah.
shown, yeah.
Oh, wow, we didn't have to do the work.
This evidence right here.
That's the autopsy report.
It's explicit in that report, Counsel. Other than the ring, nothing unusual is noted internally. So I'm not sure how you intend to prove your point.
You've already done it for me, my lord. The lack of internal injury says it all.
What?
To swallow a ring of this size would require considerable effort and determination. And in addition to its size, there are the sharp claws around the gemstone to contend with.
My brother was a determined man, and on the brink of death even more so, I'm sure. He would have stopped at nothing to ensure that evil killer was brought to justice.
But if he really had swallowed that enormous ring, it's inconceivable that no traces of its passage down his throat would have remained as internal trauma.
No!
Hmm.
And there you've arrived at the sticking point. That's precisely why I had my doubts about the findings myself 10 years ago.
Then why didn't you say something at the time?
I did. Sorry.
I did. I still remember the conversation I had with Dr. Wilson in the laboratory that day.
God. We never had a voice for Watson, did we?
No, because he was dead on arrival.
Dead.
Yeah, okay. I'll be Watson. Look at this. Now this is a very curious thing to find in a man's stomach, wouldn't you say?
But isn't that rather peculiar, Dr. Watson?
What's that now, Mikatoba?
Well, if he swallowed a ring of that size, with those sharp metal claws that it has, surely you'd expect to see damage to the throat and esophagus, torn mucous membranes at the very least. The way they spell esophagus is so fucking weird, bro.
Dr. Mikatoba, may I remind you that I have vastly more experience than you.
I'm terribly sorry.
I can think of plenty of ways to explain why no injuries would be seen. No, let's say this. The victim would appear to have ingested the item as evidence to identify his assailant. Go ahead, write it down.
Damn, bro.
He was in on it too!
Fuck! So I was right. Dr. Wilson deliberately fabricated the results of the autopsy to implicate my father.
I'm disappointed, Counsel. That argument is nothing more than speculation.
What?
Dr. Wilson was Britain's leading authority on forensic science and autopsy work.
Okay, but what about you slipping him a hundy when doing that investigation, huh?
There's no scientific basis on which to doubt the man's expert opinion. Like how there wasn't any basis to doubt fucking Courtney Scythe. Pardon the interruption, my lord, but damage to the mucous membranes of the throat is easily identified, even in living subjects.
Using a device called an endoscope, recently demonstrated in particular use in France.
Practical use.
Oh, practical use. I want one. The government can pay.
I don't think so. And Dr. Gory. Rest assured that your removal of evidence from the stores without permission will not go unpunished.
We open up the dead to find the truth.
Hmm?
I beg your pardon.
But Mama, she chose to stitch her corpses up, with all her secrets inside. That's wrong.
Dr. Gory, it's looking as though she's chosen to walk a different path to her mama.
That's my girl!
Oh. Yes. The ring.
What about the ring?
The one ring to rule them all. I've just remembered something. An earlier incident.
My precious.
What incident?
The one I recounted to you before. About a memory I have. Of Genshin Asogi saving my life.
What? My father saved your life?
It was 10 years ago, on a foggy night. Genshin and I were walking down some back streets at a late hour. All of a sudden,
Was I Genshin?
I think that was, no, that's Oka, because Oka was playing the villains.
Right. Don't make a peep. You're coming with us.
Oh, those are the villain. You're right.
Oh, look, his sword.
All our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scarves.
Bang!
Look, we can see his blade right there now. It's Karma.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Genshin lay on the cobbled streets. Blood was seeping from his left hand. He'd shielded me. It was on the right finger of his left hand that he used to wear that ring.
Ah, are you saying...
I've always believed those thugs were after me. But now, I'm starting to question if perhaps I wasn't the intended target after all.
Wait, but...
Genshin was arrested 2 days after that attack. And in that short interval, the decisive evidence needed to indict him was miraculously found.
You mean the ring was stolen from him? You think that's what those thugs were after that night?
Objection!
You pathetic coward.
Also, hi Pat, I hope you're doing well, darling.
You expect me to believe that you weren't involved?
What do you mean by that?
It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who took it. You stole my father's ring. You set the whole thing up so you could paint him as a mess.
Objection! Kazuma! Open your eyes!
Ryunosuke.
You must know deep down. The truth can be completely obscured even when your judgment is only slightly clouded. But at the moment, you seem to be floundering through the dense fog. Is that why you were so insistent I should be present in this trial? To see you like this?
Well, this is an amusing spectacle. What a grandiose expression on your face, as if you were Lady Justice herself. It seems you've thoroughly convinced yourself of this alleged fabrication of the autopsy results. So much so that you're apparently blind to the blatant contradiction that would be born out of it.
What?
Though it's extremely hard to believe, let us imagine that there was some misconduct during the autopsy. If that were the case, why would Asogi not have disputed the findings in his trial?
Oh.
Because it was a closed trial.
In the closed court hearing 10 years ago, the defendant never once denied the claims against him. Isn't that right, Lord Van Zeeks? Yes, that's indeed correct. Upon hearing the verdict of guilty, he merely closed his eyes, quietly accepting the judgment. The actions of a man who has accepted responsibility for his deeds and is resigned to his fate.
But then... Oh my, that is very strange. Mr. Asogi did nothing to oppose the charges against him, then... That would surely mean there was no fabricated evidence.
An obvious conclusion at which you should have arrived many minutes ago, Prosecutor Asogi. Your twisted loyalty and clouded judgment are hampering your ability for logical thought.
Ugh.
Genshin Asogi's silence at his hearing can mean only one thing. There was no fabrication of evidence during the autopsy of his final victim 10 years ago.
Ah!
Couldn't he have just been coerced or forced?
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a closed trial.
But if the autopsy was all above board, well, then Van Zeeks would have said he was coerced in the trial. There'll be nothing to stop
maybe he was coerced outside of the trial, like blackmailed into, like,
and that,
having to take the hit.
That's the thing we don't have evidence for, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but you're right. It could have been done outside.
Stupid strong heart.
There'll be nothing to stop Lord Strongheart bringing this trial to an immediate conclusion.
Objection.
That's you. What the fuck was that noise?
Thank you, Ryunosuke. If it wasn't for your frank words just now.
Oh, he got slapped in the head. Okay.
Whack!
Yeah, I got whacked.
This trial may have very well have ended prematurely.
Kazuma finally got his shit together. Kazuma. My husband, you're finally here.
What's this latest absurdity, Council?
I like that the only noise we hear is him smacking that thing with his palm.
Oh
or
my
on
god,
his palm.
it's kind of sussy wussy.
My lord. Your reasoning is perfectly sound, but for one giant hole.
Still sussy.
I beg your pardon.
You claim my father's silence was due to the fact that there was no fabricated evidence. But there's another possible explanation.
Was he gonna say what I said?
You overlooked the possibility that he had a reason for maintaining his silence.
Objection.
Silence that would lead to him being convicted and sent to his death? If the autopsy results were an invention, there's no conceivable reason why the man wouldn't have protested.
Objection.
Oh, those results were an invention, alright. There's no question about that. Or are you forgetting that two people with a connection to that autopsy have been assassinated? If I force the grievances... I'm sorry, I had a hiccup. If I force the grievances I feel from my mind, I start to see you in a very different light. I think perhaps it's you who's been living in the delusion these 10 years.
Me?
Kazuma-sama has created one last chance for us here, Mr. Naruhodo. If we can only show there was a reason for his father's silence in his trial. A reason why the man would have said nothing even though he was innocent. Could it have been part of some negotiation, perhaps?
Enough rhetoric. The court must be shown evidence. What proof do you have that could possibly explain Asogi's silence in court?
Okay, would you want me to save this point so we start this tomorrow because there's still gonna be like a little bit before there's like a decent save point. There's gonna be like a lot more conversation before we get to a decent save point. So would you rather we save it here?
Save here?
Oh yeah, we can definitely save here.
Okay.
Yeah, we can save it here and we can pick this off tomorrow instead of we do this and then we forget about what the hell happened tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, we can go from here. Unfortunately, we didn't get quite as far as I would hope, but we should be able to still push through very quickly. It's just gonna be a lot of talking.
Yeah.
Let me look to see. What is this one? No. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 7-ish, like, big moments tomorrow. It's not gonna be 7 autopsies or, like, testimonies or anything like that. It's just, like, 7-ish big points in tomorrow's event. Let's hope we can finish it tomorrow, but I'm sure we can. So
I believe.
I believe.
I
But
believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. So how are
Yeah.
you guys feeling about this right now?
I mean, I think we all obviously know.
We know
Yeah,
the
that's about how I
truth.
feel.
I promise you, every single possible question you had in your mind about this game that hadn't been answered will be answered tomorrow.
God damn.
This
Am I ready for that?
Oh, for at least one thing I know in my head, you're not ready for that. But it's gonna be it's gonna be a good sad. Yeah, it's gonna be a really good fuck. I'm gonna be crying when that moment happens. So that gives you something to think about. Yeah, you can't be ready for the ending, but we can only hope. And yeah, we will finish everything tomorrow. We will finish everything tomorrow. I will pretty much be on like no chat mode tomorrow, if that will help us push through. So we will get through this as much as we possibly can. So, if you guys want to watch the finale of this game, I hope you're ready for tomorrow's game or tomorrow's stream. Okay?
Alright.
Hype, but also
Sad hype.
How long have we been playing this? Like, we started this game. Well, we started game 1 last year, exactly a year ago, pretty much at this point. And then we started game 2 in May, I think. Damn, it's so fucking long.
Maybe? It's been such a long time.
For real. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. We're about to finish a year's worth of content, really. I'm not ready to watch people cry. We'll look forward to it tomorrow. I'm very excited. So
It's okay, I have tissue at my desk, I'll be okay.
we will start this immediately upon the timer running out tomorrow, or the timer going down tomorrow. So be ready. Bring your tissues and bring your popcorn. Okay?
Yippee!
Everything will be answered tomorrow, and we will get what we want. We will get the justice that is served to us, or served to him, I guess. And we will finish the resolve of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
We did get through to finishing more than we wanted, or more than we were looking at today, so I'm at least happy about that. It's just gonna be a lot of talking, so here's to hoping I'm not dying tomorrow too. So thumbs up. If you guys need to go, because I know it's really late already at this point, then you guys are more than welcome to skid on off.
I got a girl boss tomorrow.
Yeah, go boss tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And
skedaddle.
figure out how the fuck we're gonna do this RCP.
You got it. You got it.
Stay strong, Owo.
If I'm crying during lunch break, y'all know what happened.
Pat, 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 pat. It's okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna debate right now whether I want to continue streaming, but we'll see. Chat, how are you feeling about continuing to stream? Yes or no? We'll do some just chatting. We'll watch the Iron Mouse like music videos, etc. We'll think about it. Alrighty. Up. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Okay. If you guys want to head off, then you are more than welcome to. I am going to figure out what the fuck I'm doing here right now.
Okay, I gotta go bed.
Bye.
Alright.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. For those of you guys who are in the... Oh. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Ignore that. It's me putting my controllers in the thingy. But yeah, I think you should get in as much rest as you can for TwitchCon. See, you think that. You think that. But the reality is I'm not sleeping anyways, even if I am, like, even if I do, like, leave right now. I'll be resting, but not sleeping. So, I don't know. Chat, do you guys think that we should call it here? We can call it here. We can probably call it here. Let me see what we can do.
I'm so excited for tomorrow, guys. I'm really excited for tomorrow. Okay, we'll rest our throats. We'll rest our throats for today then. Okay, chat. Okay. We'll rest our throats for today. What we will do is we will continue tomorrow. I will probably do a little bit of just chatting tomorrow, just to have a conversation with you guys. Wednesday is our big just chatting stream, etc. etc. And yeah, we'll have a time. We'll have a time. Okay. Let me see who is streaming. I see 2 people who I want to rate into already. Let me look. Alrighty. Now, chat, I'm gonna ask a question. Do you guys want to do Minecraft, or do you guys want to see... Well, I was gonna say Black Myth Wukong, but I think it's music right now. Good, no need to force yourself to take care of yourself at knife point for real. Hi, Daiko! I hope you're doing good. Welcome in. I hope you guys are having a good day. Good night. Hello! Okay. Let me look. Let's look. You know, we'll give you guys over to Jonathan. I think that would be a good idea. For those of you guys who are here, I appreciate you guys, lovelies. If you guys want to continue watching the wonderful stream of The Great Ace Attorney, we will be finishing The Great Ace Attorney 2 tomorrow. So it'll be at the same time, 5 p.m. PST or PDT. So I appreciate you guys immensely. I would love for you guys to be there. Again, no spoilers. I know everything about what's gonna happen, but I am pretty much the guide for Indian Oro to enjoy and experience the story. And for all of you guys who may not know how the story goes. So I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy the reactions that are gonna come. I know that there is one part in particular about a certain baby that I'm going to be sobbing my eyes over. So we're going to have a good old time with that. If you guys would like to support our lovely friends, we are going to be raiding on over to Jonathan. Jonathan is a sweetheart, an absolute wonderful dude. And yeah, go give them lots of love and appreciation. They are currently going through some music stuff right now, I believe. But they might be playing Black Myth Wukong in a moment or two. So if you guys want to go give your love and appreciation, go do that. Jonathan's always a sweetheart. They always like popping in whenever they're able to. On YouTube side of things, we are not going to be we're not going to be rating on out. But eventually we will start rating on out on over. I am here at the end. Hi, Freeman! Hello. Thank you for the unlurk. We are actually ending stream today just because I need to like make sure my throat is going to be all good and dandy for TwitchCon. Also, Freeman, check your DMs if you haven't. But yes, there is an ending credit screen because we have a bunch of wonderful people. Thank you so much for all the people who supported, who was super kind and sweet today. Look at all these wonderful beans. That does not make sense that I just saw Kiwok's name in here. I know for a fact he was not here. This needs to be refreshed, I think. It looks like this definitely needs to be refreshed. But I appreciate you guys immensely for being here. Thank you. And the YouTube honorary names, of course, definitely have a big heart in my, or like a big, what's it called? Place in my heart. So I appreciate you guys immensely. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. I didn't look at the time. Bye.